Hello, culés, and welcome to Barça Live here on Barça 1. Hopefully, you've been enjoying the broadcast yesterday, the marathon that took over 12 hours, watching the women's team win that Champions League final, bringing the trophy home. Hopefully, you enjoyed the celebrations as well. And we are continuing the live broadcast with Match Day 38, the final match day of the season. Also, the final match that Coach Xavi will be at the helm in charge of the Barça dugout. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy this match, this final match against Sevilla over at the Sánchez-Pizjuán. Let's find out the starting 11s because the match is close to getting started. So, Marc Brau, over to you.
How are you, Diego? Good evening from Sevilla. As you said, last dance of the season and last dance of Xavi Hernandez as our coach. Last dance with Xavi Hernandez in the bench. But instead of this, and instead it's a game that Barça has everything done, we'll have a big lineup for today. Not many changes since the last games that we played of the league. We will finally finish in the second position, to the second place of the standings. But this will be the lineup for Barça game tonight. With Marc-André ter Stegen as a goalkeeper. At the back, we will be the same four defenders as in the last game, with Íñigo Martínez and Cubarsí as a centre-backs, with Jules Koundé, who's returning to Sevilla again as our right-back, with Joao Cancelo as a left-back. In the midfield today, we will play with four midfielders. Maybe Fermin will be in more attacking position, with Andreas Christensen as a holding midfielder, with Gundogan and Pedri as attacking midfielders, with Fermin maybe playing as a left wing, with Robert Lewandowski as a striker, and with Lamine Yamal in the position of right wing. Remember, last game of Xavi Hernandez in our bench. As always, we'll explain everything that will happen here in Estadio Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán.
Excellent stuff, Marc. We're going to be connecting with you over the course of this match. Of course, no pre-game today, seeing as we were privy to the celebrations that were taking place over at the Plaza San Jaume. Again, like I said, hopefully you've been enjoying all of those images, those celebratory images of the women's team presenting the Champions League trophy to the Barça faithful. But fear not, because we still have Marc's quizzes and tests and everything coming your way over the course of the next 90 minutes. While Matchday 38 kicks off over at the Sánchez-Pizjuán between Sevilla and Barça. On that note, let me present today's panel to you. Familiar faces. In this case, both of them sitting on the couch next to me are Spencer and Adrian. Adrian joining us for a second time. How are you doing, my friend?
Yes, I'm very good. Thanks for having me again. So last Sunday, I did my first ever show here. And,
that's right.
Here I am again. So.
It was so nice. You came back twice.
Yes, exactly. So thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to the game.
Spence, what are you laughing at?
Ah, you, man. I missed you. It's been a while.
Likewise, buddy.
It's good to see you again. It's been too long. But
yeah,
let's get this thing done, man. I like how Marc Brau said it's the last dance. It feels a little bit like a last dance today.
Dance.
Yeah, Xavi Hernandez leaving, and
yes.
We're going to enjoy this day, I think. I think it's a day to enjoy.
It is going to be a day to enjoy, hopefully. This last match, of course, has got nothing at stake in terms of, let's say, collectively. Individually, though, if I'm not mistaken, is the Zamora trophy already won by Unai?
Yeah, he played 62 minutes yesterday and put up a clean sheet. So
all right,
that eliminates the possibility of ter Stegen winning it. The only thing that's actually at stake in terms of the finishing positions of the teams is that Sevilla can jump up 2 positions, which would increase their prize money for the season.
Right.
It's about somewhere between 2 and 3 million euros, depending on where they finish. So a win does a lot for them.
Okay. So we can expect Sevilla to come out guns blazing, as they often do, especially at the Sánchez-Pizjuán, of course. They had a tough start to their season, but they've sort of eased into their way. Still underperformed, though, I would say, according to the expectations. Would you not say?
Hugely.
Yeah.
Hugely underperformed this season. They started the year in the worst possible way. They started with a team that I thought was fit to at least make a run at Europe. They were fighting against relegation. They've gone through 2 managers in that time. And in the end, they wound up with Quique Sanchez-Flores, who has been good for them, but I think he's seen this situation now and said, I'm not coming back next year. So he's already announced that he's leaving. It's a team that has a lot of players who are in rotation, and they don't know exactly who's going to be a part of the squad next year. We're getting a look at Sergio Ramos, who's obviously a lot older now than he was when he was last at Sevilla, and he's actually had a halfway decent year. but I don't think he's
And
going
there's
to need
rumors of him also actually leaving.
I mean, when you're 38, there's going to be rumors flying around no matter what, whether it's leaving or retiring or anything. We don't know, but I don't think he needs any extra motivation tonight.
Well, let's confirm one more time the starting 11s in the case of Barça. It is Ter Stegen in goal. He is joined at the back line by Koundé, Cubarsí, Íñigo Martínez, and Joao Cancelo in the middle. It is Ilkay Gundogan, Andreas Christensen, and Fermin Lopez, and the trident, the three forwards for Barça are Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Pedri. You think we can expect some Lewandowski goals today, Adrian? I mean, of course, the Pichichi is done and dusted. We were privy to that in the last match where Surlot scored a crazy 4 goals.
Yes.
But
and it still didn't even get him the Pichichi. So,
exactly right.
so it shows how difficult it is to actually get it. Well, I'm always supporting my countryman, Lewandowski, but to be honest, unless something crazy happens, I don't see it this time. He would have to score 6 goals, right?
6 goals,
So,
6 goals, 6
well,
goals.
Just 6.
I mean, it's doable, but
His record stands at 5, right? I think he scored 5 goals
Yes.
in that famous Champions League clash match against Madrid. Was
If
it?
he scores 6 goals today against Sevilla,
Let's go.
Diego's shaving his head.
Let's go.
He's agreed. He's agreed to that, right?
that's what
Legally
he told
binding?
us before the show.
Yeah.
I did not sign anything. I will not confirm, neither deny those reports, but we shall see. The closer we get to those 6-goal marks, we shall see.
But I'm interested to see what Barca end up doing, because on the bench, we're used to seeing on match day 38 that we like to incorporate some of the younger talent. But the thing is that the players on the bench today, all of them are regulars. There's nobody who can make a debut. There's nobody who's, I mean, maybe if you go to the third keeper in Diego Cochin, but it's going to be interesting.
American man. Diego.
Miami
guy. The ball, in the meantime, is underway. Spence, I was going to bring this up as well. You must be a little exhausted after yesterday's festivities. Of course, those of you loyal watchers that have tuned in will know that Spencer Siegel was here live in the flesh, witnessing history being made by the women's team. How are you feeling today, buddy?
I'm rested, coming off of a Celta Valencia 2-2 over on the World Feed, and I'm excited to see Barca, who we mentioned on Barca Live from about a week and a half ago, was fortunate to get to call that Barca Rayo game for the World Feed, the first time that I've been able to do that, and Lewandowski gave me a goal about 2 minutes in, so let's see what they can do today.
Let's see.
Look out.
There's a beautiful interception there. It's Pedri running away with it, making a run into the box. Can he still keep it in? He can.
That might have
It's
gone
a
out of
shot
play.
on goal by Lamine, and it's a block. It'll go out for a corner kick.
I think it went out of
Barca
play.
in the first minute.
Yeah, it
making
was
their
probably
intentions
out.
felt.
I think it's a goal kick.
Is it a goal kick?
I think it went
It's
out
an
of play.
offside.
Yeah. Oh, Mark
it was
Brown.
offside.
Offside.
Hey, buddy.
Mark, what happened here? Oh, it went out.
Yes.
I'm fine. I know that you will listen to me with a little bit of delay. It's because of the connection, but today all my fans will have to wait until 5 seconds for you to listen and to answer your incredible questions as you ask to me every game. But yeah, I'm here and I can explain that I'm like an ice cream, that I'm growing up like water because it's so warm today here in Sevilla, and more than 30 Celsius, incredible weather here. So it's like a summer. It's so warm today here in Sevilla. Incredible.
And that's with a 9 p.m. Central European time kickoff.
I can only imagine what it was like at 3.
Yeah. Warm. It will be very warm. Well, listen, Mark, why don't you get things going for us? Who do you think is going to be the first goal scorer of the day?
Well, for the moment, I think that Lamine Yamal was very close to score the first goal, so I will go with him. I will go with Lamine Yamal because he was so close to scoring the first leg. Remember that Barca won Sevilla with an own goal scored by Sergio Ramos, but the assistance and the play was made by Lamine. So my vote is for Lamine Yamal.
What about you guys at home following us on YouTube? Drop your guesses in the comment section. Who do you think will be the first goal scorer of today wouldn't it be quite something if Robert Lewandowski could maybe do the unthinkable and still make a run for that Pichichi trophy? 6 goals is all you need, just a mere 6.
Just six.
It's only 6
It's only
goals
6
away.
goals.
You want to take this away from Dovbyk?
Well, listen,
Did you see
I
the
would
final
like
score of the
something
Girona?
to be at stake
Did
today.
you see the final score of the Girona Granada game? It was 7-0.
Oh,
It was 7-0, man.
well, you see, I mean, if
Look. Look, Barca took second place. That was the goal in the end, right? Even though Girona won at Montilivi. Barca took second place. They got what's important. They're playing in the Supercopa next year. Let's give Girona Chichi. Come on. Come on.
Says the guy who lives in Girona.
I'm
Says-
just saying, man.
What a coincidence.
I'm just saying. Let's get the Pichichi out of the way. I would have preferred to see the Zamora Trophy being an option, but that would have meant that Unai Simon had to have, would have had to have conceded yesterday.
yeah,
And they were playing Rayo, and as we know,
yeah.
it's pretty easy to put up a clean sheet against Rayo Vallecano.
Well, are there, you know, Spence, of course, is our La Liga guy as well. Now that the season has almost officially come to an end, all of the positions for the European places, we're talking Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, as well as the teams that were destined for second division football, the teams that were relegated, all that was decided in the penultimate match day. So nothing at stake.
Never seen that before.
Well, I'll tell you what, and this is the 3rd time in La Liga history that this has happened.
Is that right?
Yeah, I
Good
think
stat.
it was 1930 something
Oh.
and 2000.
Oh yeah, I remember.
17,
You remember
18.
1930
Yeah, I
something?
remember that?
remember
Yeah.
vividly.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Diego was a young buck in 1930.
Water bottles only cost a nickel. Right then.
Back in my day.
But yeah, so nothing I say. Are there, my question was going to be for the both of you. Are there any surprises in terms, I guess, more looking at the bottom half, the relegation battle? We have Cádiz, Granada, and Almería.
Can we get the scores up from the match day again? This isn't about Girona, I swear. But can we put the scores up? Because I'll tell you that it's a darn shame that Almería had to be relegated. They were the single most fun. I was going to say they were the most fun 20th place team we've ever seen. They beat Cádiz 6-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're actually going to end up being the most fun 19th place team we've ever seen because they went on a run at the end of the season and actually passed Granada and finished second to last. But that's just a shame because La Liga and any football league is better when there are teams that like to attack, that like to score goals, whose
Yes.
defenses are a little bit Swiss cheesy.
Yes.
And
Wait,
Well, there's a chance here. Touch by Christensen, just a little too strong. Fermin Lopez trying to keep it in.
And so it's just a shame that they have to go down because, you know, if we're being honest, a team like Rayo, for example, or Mallorca, the league could probably do with more attacking styles, but it is what it is. We're going to get Valladolid, that's assured. They just clinched automatic promotion,
Okay.
and we're still waiting on who else is coming
Ronaldo
up.
Nazario's still team?
Yeah.
He hasn't sold that yet, right?
No.
Well, we're
So
6 minutes.
Speaking of surprises,
Yeah.
Sevilla is also a surprise. You
Yes.
could say, because, like we mentioned before, the team was destined for greater things than struggling and fighting for staying in the league. So this is not the Sevilla that we used to.
They shouldn't have even really been in Europe this year, and Jose Luis Mendilibar got the job done last year in the Europa League, won the Europa League, got them this year to the Champions League, and I thought they gave him a really quick hook.
So there you have it now, graphic confirmation. Who do you think will be the first goal scorer for Barça? We have Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Fermin Lopez as an option. Fermin Lopez, not a bad shout. In fact, in honors of the Andalusian that you're seeing on your screens, or not, that we are seeing on our screens, Adrian, you busted out the OG, the original jersey of Fermin when he
Yes.
first broke into the first squad. Why don't you give
Should
us a
I?
little turn?
So
Yeah, show
it's-
that off. Show that off.
It's from this season, but it's, as you said, already OG. Because-
Yeah.
With the 32,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the
Oh, that's
32 on the
nice.
back.
So this was the first shirt that I bought this season.
The first.
Yes, the first
What
one.
other ones do you have?
5, I think.
Man,
Yeah, I have many shirts. I collect them, so yeah.
we're gonna need at some point like a proof of the closet that you have with all of the shirts. I don't. You probably got at least 200 or 300, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I thought you would have like, you know, I think it's Messi famously has this like mural
Yeah.
of shirts.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that? Mural?
Yeah.
No, I don't have that many. I have more than 100 for sure, but not that many. I'm actually selling a part of my collection, so it will, yes, so I can get money to buy new stuff.
What's your favorite one that you own?
Favorite one, the 0809, of course. The 0809 for with the triplete season, the first season of Guardiola.
Yep.
Then the Centenario. So for the
That's a nice one. That's a
yes,
classic, yes.
for the 100
1999
years of,
yeah.
of Barca, so 1998, 1999, and I love the black one that we had a couple of years ago.
I always
2000
love the black editions for sure.
Yeah,
Maybe not today in Sevilla, but yeah.
It's still 9 p.m.
That's true. The sun's not out.
Well, I saw in the chat a lot of people hoping that Lewandowski can get the scoring going, breaking the deadlock
Oh.
here nearly. Almost got a touch to it. A little bit too much mustard on that cross as it got deflected out for Barça throw-in. I'm gonna go with Fermin Lopez.
I'm with the fans today. I'm taking Levy.
I mean, I would like it, of course. So, as we're reaching the 10-minute mark, I told you, all of you watching, that fear not, the quizzes will still form part of this Barça Live.
no.
And on that note, why don't we connect with Mark Brau, our pitch-side reporter, because, Mark, you've got your quiz in your hand and ready to fire out some questions.
can't wait.
I don't know if it's the best moment just to explain the quiz, because right now all the, I don't want to say radicals, but one of the most noisy people of Sevilla are entering in the field, just making some shouts against the president. So it's a little bit warm, the game, not just now for the weather, but
temperature's heating
also
up.
for what is happening now in the stadium. But instead of this, we're just focusing on the game. Yeah. We have to. I have some quiz for you, and okay, the game has started, but all the questions that I have for you are relations with all the season, because today is the last game of this season, so it had relation with all the games that Barca played this season. So I have the first one. These questions are for all of you guys, Adrian, Spence, or Diego, whatever you want. So the first one, I think it's quite easy. But remember that all the Barca Live fans can play with us in the chat. So my first question is, if you know and you remember, which player made his debut first this season? Hector Ford, Fermin, or Pau Cubarsí? Two players who played a lot of minutes this season. Today, Pau Cubarsí and Fermin are playing. So do you remember who was the first to make the debut?
Well, Mark, Adrian has absolutely no doubt about it. Let's get the chat going a little bit. Mark Brau's first question is, which player made his debut first? The options are Hector Ford, Fermin Lopez, and Pau Cubarsí. Let's see if we can get some people in the chat guessing the answer correctly. As we said, there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever in Adrian's mind. I think Spence has got it as well.
Fermin.
We're seeing Mustafa indeed.
There it is.
Spence.
Bernice,
Fermins, lots of Fermins.
Marta, Quam. I don't think anybody is going with anything
Cubarsí
else.
was the last
One
I
Pau
think.
Cubarsí by Drago. Well,
So it was
Mark-
Fermin, Ford, and Cubarsí, I would say.
oh, yeah, Adrian even knows the order, Mark. So why don't you give us the answer, and then Adrian will give you the order
Well.
of that answer.
That's what I think.
The answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I will give the answer, and then Adrian will give. Okay, I have the order, but I will give the option to Adrian just to explain it, because usually, as you know, I know all the stats of Barca.
Yes.
I have to say for this. So, okay, the good answer is Fermin, of course, because he made an incredible pre-season with that goal against Real Madrid in Dallas. That was so incredible. But it's the first player to make the debut. It was in Villarreal. It was not in the first and the second game of the season, because he didn't play against Getafe and against Cádiz. But it was, of course, Fermin, the first of those three players to make the debut. So Adrian, give me the order, and I will say if you are right or not.
So Fermin, you say Villarreal, so I was at this game. I was covering this game from Villarreal, so that's why maybe I remember. So the second one I would say would be Hector Fort, because Cubarsí was late, like December or
Like the
beginning
second
of January, right?
I think it was December.
So
And
Fort was October or November, I would say.
Just going to play the part here that we need to. Barca have a corner. Let's make sure that we've got this under control. It's like,
You were right. You're right, Adrian. You're right.
Nice.
Hector Fort was the second one. It was in Antwerp, in Belgium, the last game of their first round in UEFA Champions League. That game that Barca lose against Antwerp. That was the day that Hector Fort made the debut. And Cubarsí made his debut in January. It was in a Spanish Cup game against Unionistas de Salamanca. It was the first game of Pau Cubarsí. So Pau Cubarsí didn't play with Barca in 2023. The first game of Pau Cubarsí was in 2024. But you were so good, Adrian. Also, our Barca Live fans who put Fermin as the good answer.
yeah, definitely. By far, Fermin was the most.
So let's go with the second question, guys.
Yes.
I think this question it's more difficult. I think it's more difficult, and it's not easy. So, do you remember that the Quiz edition today is for all over the season that finished today? Who scored the 100 goal this season? Barca scored for the moment 108 goals in all competitions.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
It is a
Another
goal!
one.
Wait a minute!
Sorry for the spoiler, but you can shout the goal.
Let's go!
That's it.
Robert Lewandowski getting off to a fine start at the 15-minute mark, making it 1-0 for Football Club Barcelona.
The first of six.
That's all we needed. We needed that deadlock to be broken.
One down, 5 more to go.
That's it.
That's
it. Keep it going. Keep it flowing. Let's go.
You know what it is.
You know we popped the net,
Barca
baby.
Live.
Come on, it's Barca Live.
Let's go. Keep.
Cancelo,
Pop
that's
the
it.
net like Lewandowski. Dowski, El Marcaria dentro un bosque. Bosque, dale al ballone che lo enrosque. Rosque, we pop the net like Lewandowski. Dowski.
Yeah.
We're feeling fine.
The moves.
We popped the
kid,
net like Levin.
this
It's still
kid.
going strong, man. Still going strong.
Never gets old, of course. Never gets old. For those of you that are wondering exactly what just happened, was that an epileptic fit or was he actually rapping? I'm still confused myself. But when was it? When did you release
Is that your song?
Yeah,
That is his
made
song.
a song about Lewandowski, man. Look it up. Barça Mallorca from last year.
Barça Mallorca.
Okay.
Just before one of the international breaks in the fall.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, our audio guy Jordi is gonna send me that so that I can give it to you. You can have it on your phone anytime you want to use it.
Things have never been the same since.
So did you drop a mixtape or was that
It was
just
one hit
one-off?
wonder. One hit wonder. Yeah.
One song wonder.
we
Yeah.
were all hoping it was going to be 11 tracks or 22 tracks, one for each player, but he stopped at his peak. you
I
could
was
say.
I was ready to make more for the record, but I needed to foul.
There's a foul. Looks like who was it there? Christensen.
By the way,
getting
Lewandowski
up.
scored the goal Johan Cruyff style.
Yes,
You know the
of course,
famous,
from the far
the
post.
most famous
yes,
probably
yes,
goal
yes.
by
I was wearing the T-shirt
Johan
the last
Cruyff.
time on
Yes,
Barca
you
Live.
have.
Yes, of that famous
Yes.
goal. So
So
Lewandowski breaking the deadlock. Barca, the visitors, going up 1-0. Let's see if he can keep adding to it. Who knows? It's a long shot, but hey, it's going to be a long game. But in the meantime, let's connect back with Mark Brau because, Mark, you didn't even get to pose your second question to the quiz. So why don't we get back to business and finish off that quiz?
So it was a good moment just to finish the quiz because I saw the incredible action by Lewandowski. Remember that the last year Lewandowski scored an amazing goal, of course, here, and in the same goal, in the same space of the stadium. That goal, from the last season, I don't know if you remember that, but it was quite similar for the goal that he scored against Rayo Vallecano last week. So maybe it can be one of the key for the second question that I have for you. Remember, which player scored the goal 100 this seasons. And my options are, of course, Lewandowski. The second one is Rafinha. And the third one is Christensen. So Lewandowski scored the goal 109, as we see today. But do you remember who scored the 100 goal this season?
I don't know.
I have a guess.
Not this time.
So the three options are Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Andreas Christensen. People in the chat, let us know your opinions. Let us know your thoughts. What are your guesses? 1, 2, or 3? Is it the Polish striker? Is it the Brazilian forward? Or is it the Great Dane?
So, my thought process, if I was to take a guess, then I would have been led towards Rafinha. But I want to say that I think because of the quality of the goal and me feel like I heard something about it after it was scored, that worldie by Christensen in Girona against Montilivi was the 100th goal of the season.
Okay.
That's my guess.
That was going to be my guess too, Christensen.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Adrian.
So let me think. So Mark said that maybe Lewandowski can be.
Could be, yes.
Could be.
Give a little bit of a hint.
Could be a hint. So let me go with my man Lewandowski. But honestly, I have no idea really.
So, Mark, in the studio, we've got 2 Christensens, 1 Lewandowski, and I see in the chat there's a lot of Levies.
Carolina says Rafinha.
Rafinha, yes. Carolina. Put us out of our misery, Mr. Brau.
I didn't have no doubt that Adrian will say Lewandowski, and all our Barca Live fans said Lewandowski, who's the top scorer of the season, 26 goals with tonight's goal and 19 in the league, quite far from Arjen Dovbyk. But it was, as Spencer explained, incredible good. Andreas Christensen in Girona. That amazing goal, the first one of the game, was the 100th goal of the season for Barca. So congratulations, Diego and Spence.
Diego just copied me. It's fine.
That coattail. No, I do remember that. It was...
oh, hold on a second.
There's another chance here for
Fermin.
Barca. Can they make it 2? It's a little cut back. But the
Offside.
pass is intercepted. It was called for offside as well. So that play... Nice run, though, by Fermin Lopez.
Yeah.
So offensive-minded always, the Andalusian midfielder. Such a knack for goal. Able to find the open spaces and exploit those. And there, you do see it on the replay. Good half a meter in an offside position. So that attacking action will not count. Mark, you have one final question of your quiz.
And maybe it's quite easy for people who remember a lot of things. I mean, like Spence and Adrian, of course, you, Diego, but Spence and Adrian have a good memory. Last game, we asked about the first player to score the first goal of the league in Montjuic. So today, in the last game of the season, I will ask if you remember which player who scored the first goal of the season away. Because tonight we are playing the last game of the season and it's away. We are in Sevilla. For the moment, Lewandowski is the last player to score away. But which player was Xavi, Ferran, or Lewandowski? Who scored? Well, maybe Adrian will remember this because he said he was in Villarreal. So, Adrian, let Diego and Spence to answer first.
Yes, so I think I know. I'm not 100% sure because there were 4 goals in this game. So I have to think which one was actually first.
Oh, there's a bad pass here. The shot.
No.
Ter
Ter Stegen.
Right at Ter Stegen's
It's fine.
Ter Stegen.
arms. The German goalkeeper safely securing that ball.
Not quite an airplane, maybe like a little puddle jumper.
Yes. Well, let's get Koundé there, misplacing that pass. But let's get to the question. So, for the people in the chat, who scored the first goal of the season away? Who scored the first away goal? The options are 1, Xavi, 2, Ferran Torres, 3, Robert Lewandowski. I'm going to go with El Tiburón, number 2, Spain's.
First, I'm going to watch Pedri, who's in the box, and maybe winning a corner?
I think he did win
Yeah,
a
he
corner.
did.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
It was Levy.
Oh, sorry. How did I mix those two?
Okay. They're both very big in stature.
It's so the first road game was Getafe where it went 0-0, and then we go to Villarreal and they score 4. And my gut is telling me Ferran, but I have no idea.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, the chat is blowing up with Gavi's. I'm regretting my decision of El Tiburon, Ferran Torres there. It's going to be Gavi, isn't it, Adrian?
Yeah, probably.
Yes, it was Gavi with a header, as far as I remember. He actually kind of stole the ball from Lewandowski.
Okay.
I think it was the header by Gavi.
Ah. So, Mark, a header from Gavi.
So you are in the right direction. It was a header scored by Gavi, an incredible assist by Lamine Yamal, the first assist that Lamine Yamal gave with the Barca team. So we'll see what will happen. An
Huge
airplane.
block there.
That's a nice save. Give me an airplane. Give me some
Lovely
airplane
save.
emojis, please. Big save for Ter Stegen.
That was a good save indeed. A good shot as well.
Oh, that's a nice save.
Marc-André Ter Stegen keeping Barça ahead with the goal to nil. So Gavi was the right answer. Congratulations to all of you in the chat. Seeing that a lot of you
win?
got the right answer. You win to
Congratulations.
wait to see or sit here for the remaining 60 minutes or so. How's that? And enjoy sharing the space with yours truly. How's that?
Oh, what
How
a
about
pass.
Lamine? How about a
What
Lamine
a
goal?
pass.
How about a Lamine goal? Well, thanks for that, Mark. We're going to connect with you in a little bit later. In the
Lamine?
meantime, let's see if
Oy.
Lamine can get one past Sevilla goalkeeper here. Taking that one on his favorite left foot, cutting inside.
Yeah.
Got the little bounce.
Thank you for the airplanes, all of you. Well done. Alia, Julia, Bernice, Ala. Nicely done. Ooh, we got some takeoffs too.
Well, now maybe it's a good moment as
Yeah.
ever to remind all of you watching as well, in case you haven't already, for those of you that have, I'm sure that you've been enjoying all of the content here on Barça 1. All this content coming your way for absolutely free spins. You wouldn't believe it, but it's true. We've got all the matches. We've got original content coming your way, the Origin series, such as that of Araujo, for example, and a lot more coming your way. You've got daily Barça news, and
I
then
believe-
some.
I do believe it.
You do believe
for
it.
free. But I'll tell you, I don't believe. Hold on. Just make sure this cross is dealt with. It is. Very good. A little bit of defending to do for Barca. And again. Sevilla are going to keep coming because they have nothing to lose in this game.
Yeah, I
There's
think
no-
we established that both teams really don't have anything.
There's no reason. I'll tell you what I don't believe though. I don't believe that you agreed to come and do this for free.
I'm solidario. I'm a generous man, and I'm a man of the club. Cross there.
You're a
good
one club
block
man.
by Joao Cancelo, putting it out for a Sevilla corner. Spain's
You came up
having
through
fun
the,
at my expense.
you came up through the youth academy. You made it to the senior team, to the first team,
Indeed, I did.
and you're gonna retire with the first team.
I will. I absolutely will. I like this one. Spain's having fun at my expense.
I respect that.
I would love to get Jamie out here. Jamie, our colleague.
Oh,
Jamie Coles calling the game.
That was close.
That was close indeed.
Yes.
All it needed was a touch.
Sergio
Luckily, though,
Ramos
that
in the
touch
area.
didn't happen. It'll go out for a goal kick for Barça.
I think Sergio Ramos would love nothing more than to score a goal against Barca. on
Well,
the
he
final
did
day
that
of
in
season.
the
He did
first half,
score a
right?
goal.
He scored the own goal.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So
that was nice.
Let's
In the
give him
build-up
that.
to that match, they asked him the question. They said, how would it feel for you, or what would it be like to score a goal against Barca? And he said, oh, of course, being an ex-Madrid player, it would be very special, that moment. Luckily for Sergio, that moment did arrive. He kicked it in his own goal.
it was a very
Barca
special
won that game
goal.
1-0.
It was a very
It was the
special
winning goal as well. It
because
was a very
exactly
special goal.
because it was the only goal
Exactly.
of the game. So
The
thank you, Sergio Ramos.
The
again.
comedy of the moment is not lost on us there,
No.
I think. But it is kind of unfair to him for being impartial. Like, the reporter asks you the question, what are you going to do if what do you think about scoring? What is he going to say? Nah, I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can play that one off politically, being politically correct. all that's important for me is that the team win 3 points.
Exactly.
Yada,
Oh,
yada.
Exactly.
see, you are well trained with the first team.
Yeah.
That's
He was
one.
presented with the bait and he walked right in it.
He's given us a couple of good sound bites over the years.
Oh, absolutely. Has he ever?
Scored on his birthday this year
Did he?
against Getafe.
Okay.
So he's 38
Yeah.
years old, right?
Yeah. Some would
Wow.
say years young.
Of course.
I don't know what Diego says.
Yes, we're not age shaming anyone, but
No.
for a professional football player in La Liga, that's quite an achievement. And I don't know if he will continue playing in Primera.
Well, I thought so too. I thought so too, Adrian. And in fact, I mean, once the reports came out that indeed the offer that he had on the table from the Saudi league was far bigger than that of Sevilla, and that he actually chose to go and give it a second run at his boyhood club. I thought that was quite admirable, if I'm quite honest with you.
It's like what Santi Cazorla did
Yeah.
this year at Oviedo. Went
Right.
back to his hometown
Exactly.
club, took the minimum.
Yeah, he said
Possible
he
wage.
because he couldn't play for free.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to play
Yeah.
for free. Has to take the minimum, but wanted to get the club back to the promised land. Or
Lucas Perez
I was
from
gonna- yeah.
Deportivo A Coruña.
yeah,
So shout out to those players
shout out to Depor going up to the second tier.
who are legends of their clubs now.
And as long as we're giving shout outs, and since we're at a tiny lull in the game at the moment, unless, hold on. not
No,
yet,
no,
not yet.
no.
Ooh, here's
Lamine?
Lamine with the one-touch pass, and it goes straight into Nieland. Say Nieland or Nyland?
Neeland.
Nieland? Nieland.
As long as we're giving shout outs, we got to bring Mark Brau back onto the broadcast for a second, because Mark Brau, I think it would be better if you explained the big moment for your family on Friday.
Oh.
He's shy.
Can you ask me again, please, Spence? Because I don't listen to you at all, because right now all the
Oh, watch
Sevilla
out, there's a
fans are
chance
just
here for
shouting
Sevilla to
because you will know why.
Make it level, and they do. The goal scored by the home side, Indy City, putting that one past Marc-André ter Stegen at the half-hour mark. The Sevilla forward, the ex-Leganés man, the Moroccan international, with a nifty goal indeed. I think that went right through the legs of the German
That
goalkeeper.
was a great goal scored in the series. Top scorer this season from Sevilla. Sorry for the delay, guys, but it was quite bizarre to explain and quite difficult to explain this because all the Sevilla fans start to shout Directiva División. We don't want more the president. Help me please with the translation of Directiva División. But it was the shout of the speaker just in the moment that we will have a cooling break due to the warm weather that we have today.
Okay, okay.
The board needs to go.
Yes.
Basically,
Step
is
down.
what they say.
Step down, exactly. The fans there, or a sector of the fans in
All right.
disagreement or expressing their
Now in the city's
discontent with the Sevilla board, and in that moment they make it all level. Now there's a cooling break.
16th of the season for Indy City, which means he only needs 8 more to catch Dovbyk.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
1 down, 8 to go.
1 down, 8 to go, with still 60 minutes, an hour of football
But
left.
the race, but it has to be said that the finish by Sorloth and Dovbyk this season was amazing, right?
Outstanding. Outstanding.
I was already, you remember, I gave the Pichichi trophy to Sorloth last Sunday, and still Dovbyk made the remontada.
Yeah, and there we're seeing the Johan Cruyff-like goal.
Speaking of that game, this is, since we're at the cooling break, a good time to go back to Mark Brau and ask him about the big moment for
Please.
your family, Mark, on Friday in that game with Girona and Granada.
Please, Mark.
Friday, Thank you. Sorry for the delay and all the things, Spence, but if you can ask me slowly and
no
clearly, I can be
There was
very sure if I will listen quite good for you.
There was a
But,
big moment for
it's
your
because, due to
family.
technical problems, because you speak very clearly always.
That's okay. There was a big moment for your family.
Yeah. I understand you. Yeah. Well, it's thanks for asking me this, Spence. I will say something that it's quite good that sometimes in interviews players and also politicians like to do. It's like, I like you, Spence, to ask me this question. I like this question, guy, because
Thanks for asking that question.
I have my cousin who made his debut in La Liga with Granada. He's an incredible left back. He's called Brau, like me. The surname, after a long injury that he had in his knee, he made his debut with Granada. And instead of the 7-0, of course, Spencer was happy. Me too, because I like Girona to win, Catalan teams to win. But it was a great moment for our family. So I will expect to him that he will be lucky next season in Granada. Left back, only 22 years. And it was quite good for me, and of course, for all the family, a big moment to him to make his debut in La Liga. So thank you, Spence, for the question.
Let's clap
and
it up.
of course, we hope that he will be lucky next season.
Let's clap it up for the Brau family making a La Liga debut.
Salute
Love
to the
that.
Brau debut. Impressive. I had no idea, Mark. That is.
We're gonna follow him for sure. now.
Yes.
Oh,
There's a chance
hold on.
here for
Oh,
Barca
oh,
to
no,
make
no.
it 2-1. And a massive save. Pedri getting his head to it. And it came
No
off of
way.
Milan's glove. Barca ever so close to making it 2-1, regaining the lead after a lovely build up here. Barca switching from the left over to the right. You see there the little lovely cut back by Fermin to the far post. Lewandowski with the vision, seeing Pedri in a good position as Ramos tried to get a touch to it. In the end, though, it was Nilan that saved the goal. It's a corner kick now for Barca. Lamine Yamal raises his hand just to put the ball to the far post, and it goes wide. Even though Christensen wanted another corner kick, the referee will give a goal kick for the home side. Excellent vision by the Polish striker. And the unselfish play to gift Pedri, who was in a better position, the chance to give Barca the lead again. But Mr. Niland had other plans. So still 1-0 here. 35 minutes of football has been played. As,
That's a yellow card. That should be. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I need this stat.
Oh, yellow card.
Yeah. Who did it? Who got it? Salas? Yeah. The game I called earlier today,
yes.
Celta Valencia, not a single yellow card in the game. And I don't remember. I need the stat. Someone's got to find it. Because I think it's been 12 years or something since a La Liga game has been played without a single yellow.
Oh, wow. And why do you pull 12 years out of the hat?
Because I remember the back of my head, you know, some of those stats, they're not quite at the front, but they're somewhere clanging around in this empty brain.
Yes. In that big empty brain of yours.
That's
Big, beautiful, empty brains.
not a whole lot. It's like the monkey just clapping. The symbols.
The symbols, yeah. Well, that one is wasted on me, Spence. I am sorry. I'm of no help.
Yeah, me neither. No idea.
This one, though, the first yellow card then being shown
Here we go.
to Sevilla. Salas getting
Here we go.
the yellow
Come on,
card
Pedri.
as Pedri
Yep.
sees Fermin.
Shoot it.
Fermin with a
Fermin.
chance to make
Oh,
it two.
shoot, Fermin.
Oh, he wanted
Oh,
to take
no,
it
got
on his
Pedri.
right foot, but it's still. Oh, Pedri rocking that ball off of the crossbar.
Still in
Ball's
play.
still in play. So the danger's not over yet, but now the referee has signaled that that ball did go out of touch. Pedri can't believe it.
On his left foot.
On his left foot.
Unlucky, Pedri.
Lovely
far in
vision
this
here to
game.
find
Unlucky.
Fermin Lopez, who insisted on taking on his right foot.
Yeah, and his left foot is his strong side,
Yeah.
too.
Remember that last game, Pedri scored the 2 goals against Rayo Vallecano with the left foot. Remember, the
Yeah.
2 last goals of Pedri was with the
That
left
was
foot.
a nice,
right.
a nice shot.
His first brace.
Very unlucky for him.
He's wearing a Barca shirt, coming with his quote-unquote weaker left foot. Now this one again, nearly finding the back of the net.
been a fun first half. This is what we were hoping for.
Yeah, some entertaining football for sure.
Both of the teams try to make something happen. It's not like we see the defensive, lackluster football.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Another play.
Oh, that's
Middle.
nice by Pedri. He keeps it in. It gets away from his marker, but in the end, unable to beat his man.
You know, I agree. I think that just football in general, whether it's the Liga or the Champions League or whatever league you want to talk about, is more fun when the teams are positive and looking to attack and trying to score goals and not being Cadiz. You know?
Exactly.
This is
Thank you.
This is what football's supposed to be.
This was one team that I couldn't stand
No,
to watch this season. Absolutely.
I'm so happy
horrible.
that they're going down.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you're from Cadiz,
Sorry.
lo siento.
I
Beautiful
am,
city, but
my good
terrible
friend,
football.
my dear friend Ben Harburg, Benjamin. Those are their words, not mine.
Here you go. Oh, that's a great ball. Shoot it.
Lamin insisting.
No.
Okay, please be okay.
Offside. Offside.
Okay.
Offside in the end.
Yeah.
Mark, tell us a little bit what's going on inside of the Sánchez Pizjuán, because for a stadium that is so renowned and well known for the fans, you know, being behind the team and supporting, and obviously they've got that great club anthem. It feels like today, obviously the turnout is not what it usually is. Nothing is at stake, but those that have made the effort to come to the stadium, it feels like there's tension in the air there.
Yeah, I totally agree for everything you explained. I have to say,
no.
sorry. Oh, it's a great defensive action, this.
Indeed.
Corner.
Go out for corner kick as Cancelo managed to nick the ball away from Ocampos, and got a little touch on the ankles. We're seeing there the long ball up the field. Cancelo,
Caused his own problems.
yes, he did.
And then
He managed to clean it up as well,
yeah.
doing so cleanly. But a corner kick for Sevilla it is. Sorry, Mark, for cutting you off before. As that corner flies in and it's cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
push in the back.
I can explain right now after the ball is clear. So as you say, Diego, I agree absolutely about the feeling that you have from Barca Studios. I have to say that today I came with Pau. I don't know if you remember Pau, that he a long time ago he was in our show just explaining his guess the score. It's his first time here in Sevilla, and I explained to him that maybe it's one of the best incredible atmospheres that we have in Spanish football, especially the moment that the hymn of Sevilla, that song incredible that dicen las lenguas antiguas, this incredible song,
Yeah.
all the people singing a cappella this incredible song. And today it happened, but it not with intensity that we used to, and it's because it's been a difficult season for Sevilla. After a long time, they will not play in Europe in any European competition next season, and they had problems with the president that they think about him. So maybe it's because of the reasons that it's so strange, the feeling and the atmosphere today.
Thanks, Mark, for those insights. Sevilla club.
So I can
It was,
confirm that the atmosphere at the stadium is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you've been to the
So-
Sánchez Pizjuán.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
So I've been to actually both of the stadiums in Sevilla, also to Real Betis. But I think I like the atmosphere a bit more at Sevilla than
Okay.
at Real Betis. Although they are very close.
Uh-oh. In the city again.
No.
And they see he pushing
No.
forward indeed, getting closely covered though.
Good D.
Excellent
Wow.
work
Good
here
D.
by the youngster as Koundé loses it. Still the ball in the Barça box. The shot gets heard off at goal. It goes wide though. Marc-André ter Stegen. No
Well, that
need
was
to
close.
get a touch to that ball. as it went flying wide. You see there Pau Cubarsí doing an excellent job, but then the miscommunication, or perhaps putting Koundé in a bit of a compromising position there.
Yeah, good refereeing so far we've seen, because there were 2 shouts for fouls, one for each team in that build-up there. The first from En-Nesyri, who thought he was fouled by Cubarsí, and then Koundé thought he was fouled by Ocampos, and the referee's just like, I don't know, just play on, and I like that. It's good.
You like that playoff refereeing.
Yeah. It's not quite the playoffs right now, but what would happen if we did a La Liga playoffs where like the top 8 teams had to play a quarterfinal into a
I'm scared to even
super American
scared
style.
even to bring up the word playoff with you. Last time I did, I got
that's a postie.
some abuse thrown my way from you, Spencer.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you ruined. Yeah, that's right. You ruined the result for me. Someone just hit the post. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Was it
shot.
Cancelo? Cancelo.
I did not see, my friend. I did not see, but a shot was fired.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Cancelo. Cancelo firing off a shot, hitting the woodwork. And now Cancelo in the back, cleaning up nicely, keeping it cool, calm, and collected.
This might be, we don't know, you know, it might be his last game
Yeah.
in a Blaugrana shirt. So we have to
We'll
appreciate
have to wait and see. It
He's on
certainly
loan.
seems that the players, yes. The players, of course, yeah, I mean, both the loan spells of both Joaos in that regard are until the end of this season, and
Another post.
In the city again.
In the city, was it? No, I don't
Or
think
Luca
it was in the
Bacchio.
city.
That's a foul.
But Sevilla saying, whatever you can do, we can do better. Barça hitting the post in the previous play on one end, and Sevilla also dramatically hitting the woodwork.
Nobody has hit the post more times in Europe's top 5 leagues than FC Barcelona.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know what that means exactly. I guess you could kind
Every
of...
season it happens the same, Spence. It's a stat that I give. I gave this stat during all my 8 seasons covering first team games, and always Barca is the team who hits more the post.
Oh my God. Fermin trying to get free, trying to get a shot off. Able to get in a good position.
done.
Maybe.
Shoot!
Wow! And Milan with the save. As we've reached the 45-minute mark. Now
3 minutes of added time
3
in
minutes
this
of
first
added
half.
time. Thank you, Mark.
That's a
3
problem.
minutes as Sevilla
We got
quickly
problems.
transition to offense.
That's a problem.
Here comes a shot! Well, ever so close.
That was close. That was too close.
Luque Bacchio
Oh, and the
with the left-footed shot
and the city wanted it.
as he tried to look for the far post.
And it was Luca Bacchio on the header too.
Yes, it was, yeah.
He's a good player. He came on early this season, got injured, was out for a couple of months. He's a good player. I like
You
him.
like him?
Yeah.
He's got Spence's stamp of approval, folks. Expect a song hitting soon.
For Dodi Luca Bacchio.
Yes.
Work on that for you.
So 3 minutes of at a time. Another 2 to go then. The score still 1-1. Barça managing to get up on the score sheet first. Sevilla responding, however, as both teams have also hit the woodwork. It's been an entertaining first half indeed. See that Xavi's last game in charge, that his squad still want to end the season on a high note and do their coach proud. Koundé tries to turn, lovely pass through into the box.
Oh, don't do that.
A little
She
shove,
pushed him a little
push
bit.
there, yeah. Fermin
But
hitting the ground.
No,
The
no
referee
referee is
says
gonna.
no harm, no foul.
No referee.
It's corner, and
ever
it's so-
is giving that.
It's incredible the way that Sergio Ramos is saying that the last player to touch the ball was Fermin. He was very angry, but he was not saying anything to Fermin. So he was just asking Fermin if he's good or not. The complaint about Ramos, it was not about Fermin. It was about if Fermin touched the ball, the last one. I think it can be the last action. Remember, in this corner, Araujo 2 years ago scored an amazing goal.
Well, the corner is taken short as Cancelo whips it into the box. Koundé unable to get to it. Milan wants to play it out quickly, but the Barça forwards prevent him from doing so. Final 30 seconds
Sevilla
here.
were leading in this game 1-0, and Araujo scored to draw the game 1-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Your memory's been pretty spot on so far.
No, actually,
you're
my
right.
memory
With
is
an
quite
incredible
bad.
and heavy rain. It was a heavy rain, incredible. I remember
Yeah.
just for this.
No, so normally my memory is quite bad, actually, especially when it comes to games. But I was watching a lot of highlights from different games, like going back year after year, trying to remind myself, because my memory is that
Halftime.
bad. Halftime. Okay.
And that'll do it. The first half coming to an end. Barça going up the score sheet first, scoring the first goal. However, Sevilla, the home side, did reply. And eventually, this man that we're seeing, NECD, made it a 1-1. All things level then, set up nicely a second half that should be entertaining as well. We've enjoyed the first 45 minutes. Final 45 minutes of football left here for the season. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. See you in a bit.
El Canario de Oro, pero me gusta, me gusta.
Era buena,
Me ha llamado el Canario de Oro, está bien.
¿Qué número de jugadoras de la plantilla actual estaban presentes en la primera final de Champions femenina de la historia en Budapest y cuáles?
Mariona, Patri, Alexia, Aitana, Marta Torrejón, Sandra Paño, Mapi León, Asisat y ya, ¿no? Vale.
Va a seguir, va a seguir.
És una final de Champions i això té molt mèrit des del punt de vista del Barça. Aquestes noies ja han fet història i avui busquen la glòria, busquen la glòria.
¿Cómo se llama la serie que explica mi primer año en Barcelona? A. Pedri, el nacimiento de una leyenda. B. Pedri, soñando juntos. C. Pedri, el Canario de Oro. A saber, ¿no?
La C?
Error. La B, Pedri soñando juntos. Hoy juego junto a Messi, en el mejor equipo del mundo.
¿En qué contenido premium de Barça One aparezco como protagonista? A. Nacidas para jugar. B. Camp Nou Kitchen. C. Blue and Red.
En el kitchen.
Con Leila. Vaya Richard.
Soy Patri Guijarro, juego en el Fútbol Club Barcelona.
¿En qué partido marqué mi primer gol oficial con el Barça? A. Villarreal Barça. B. Barça Amberes, Champions. Y C. Barça Shakhtar en Champions.
Barça Amberes, ¿no? ¿Cómo fue el Villarreal?
Mal.
¿Fue el Villarreal?
Shakhtar, hermano.
Qué bien, Ferran, balón para Fermin, que recorta y le pega. ¡Fermin! ¡Es un golazo, muchacho! ¡Es un golazo, muchacho! ¡Gol!
¿Cuántos episodios tiene la serie Queens of the Beach sobre la exitosa temporada 2020-2021? 3 opciones. 6, 5 o 4.
4. No, 6. Digo, voy a hacer un par, digo, pues, o 4 o 6, digo, venga, por 4.
Tampoco la pienso saber.
¿Dónde nos vamos, chicas? A Nueva York. ¿A Cancún?
Inside Match Day.
¡Nos vamos!
¿Cuál es mi plato favorito? Ay, que es muy fácil. Lo explico en la serie de origen. Papas arrugadas con carne. B, tortilla de patatas de mi madre. C, croquetas de mi madre y las lentejas.
Las croquetas.
qué padre.
Ese ya lo he visto yo.
Están regaladas.
Plato favorito de Pedri son las croquetas y las lentejas. Me encanta. Se ponía a dar pelotazos en el comedor de abajo y a todas las lámparas le daba.
¿Cuál es la serie que nos enseña los conceptos esenciales del modelo de juego del Barça? A. El estilo del Barça. B. Salid y disfrutar. C. Tiki-taka.
Salid y disfrutar.
A. El estilo del Barça. Es que esta puede liar entre las dos, ¿eh?
Yo nací el 11 de mayo de 2003. Un par de meses más tarde el club anunció un gran fichaje. ¿De quién se trata? A. Eto'o.
B, Ronaldinho, C, Deco. ¿Ronaldinho? Sí, ¿no?
1-1.
No, vale, bien, bien, bien.
Esa de Luis Enrique.
Venga Ronaldinho, se marcha Ronaldinho, continúa Ronaldinho, ¡Ronaldinho! ¡Gol! ¡Golazo de Ronaldinho!
¿Té respostes o no?
No. Ostres.
Em posaria a comptar, però...
How many English teams did Barca beat to chase the Champions League trophy? A, 3, B, 4, C, 2.
2. City and Chelsea, no?
Yeah.
But hold on, because Oshuala with the shot and Barca's first goal now.
Quin entrenador em va fer debutar amb el primer equip? Hi ha 3 respostes. La primera és Guardiola, la segona Luis Enrique i la tercera Xavi.
Guardiola.
Ja va debutar amb el Barça aquesta temporada amb el primer equip, però va ser la Supercopa d'Espanya el mes d'agost a Sevilla, on el Barça va caure per 3-1, tot i que després acabaria remuntant.
What is the name of the documentary about the attendance record at a women's football match? A, Breaking the Football Business. No. B, The Beginning of a New Era. C, A New Dimension.
Beginning of a new era. No?
Right, well, yes, you knew that one. I didn't know that.
More than empowerment és aquest tifo, aquest mosaic que el Consell Directiu del Futbol Club Barcelona ha posat en marxa amb els colors blaugrana, els colors a la tribuna de la Senyera.
Quants segons vaig trigar en marcar el meu primer gol amb el Barça? Ostres. Hi ha 3. 23 segons, 17 segons o 52 segons.
Ser 23?
23.
Sí.
Pass up the field. João Felix sends Marguiu running. Marguiu in the box. Marguiu with a shot. It's Marguiu with the goal! Can you believe it?
In which game did I score my first goal for Barca? A, Atletico Madrid against Barca. B, Barca against Betis. C, Barca, Villarreal.
Atletico Madrid. Header.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic attendance today at the Metropolitano. The header, what a goal! What a goal, what a header from Lucy Bronze from a penalty spot coming from the back.
Com s'anomena la sèrie que narra les històries dels jugadors del planter que arriben al primer equip? La primera és La cantera al poder, Cor blaugrana o Made in la Masia.
Made in la Masia.
A veure.
What team did Barca beat in the final to lift their first ever Champions League?
Chelsea.
S'ha acabat! Futbol Club Barcelona 4, Chelsea 0.
Quants jugadors de la Masia han debutat aquesta temporada?
Héctor... El Marc també ha debutat.
Aquesta temporada,
Ah, perquè alguns ja han debutat? Ja havien debutat? Pues no, igual, te diré 5 llavors.
4.
Como detectabas que abandona el terreno de juego con Marguiu entrando con Marcos Alonso también. Fermín que ha estado cerca también de marcar y otro chaval que debuta en las filas del club blaugrana, 17 años.
La primera está haciendo la primera.
Rivera.
Sí, yo qué sé. Rivera.
Do you remember the challenge you proposed in the blue and red program?
A canoe race in the Olympic Canal?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Caroline Graham Hansen always knew what she wanted to be when she was older.
En quin partit vas trencar el rècord de jugador més jove en anotar un gol a la Lliga?
Granada.
Barça-Cádiz, Granada-Barça, Barça-Atlético.
Granada-Barça.
Está muy fácil.
Hombre, si
Yo he metido 2 goles.
se te queda ahí y la empujas ahí.
Back to his right, the cross by Cancelo. Oh, Lamine Yamal opens the scoring for Barca.
What was my dream when I was a kid? I explained it in the Dare to Play series. A classic ballet dancer, astronaut, scientific, and scientific in ice bears. B and C is correct.
Yeah, I would say astronaut. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess this.
Yeah, I think I said like B and C, like astronaut and...
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had two things I was going to be. I was an astronaut and I'm going to be a scientist on ice bears, so...
Quin contingut del Barça One protagonitzo amb Gemma Mangual? A. Descobrim Barcelona. B. Orígens. C. Ferran Torres somiant junts.
Orígens.
No. Tío, qué paquete, loco.
Esas preguntas que son...
Descobrim Barcelona.
T'he portat a la confraria de pescadors del port de Barcelona perquè aquí està l'origen de la Barceloneta.
Do you remember all the goal scorers in the Champions League final against Chelsea?
Yeah, Aitana, Alexia, me, and un goal.
Yeah.
Encara Martens, línia de fons, Martens!
En quin poble d'Uruguai va néixer Ronald Araujo? És el lloc on hem anat a gravar el seu capítol de la sèrie Orígens. A. Rivera. B. Picamero. C. Tuacanrembo.
Picamero.
No.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
What was the result of the historic game against Real Madrid in the Champions League that marked the greatest assistance in the women's match? Like highest attendance.
When we played in Camp Nou?
Yeah, highest attendance. What was the score in this game? Against
Either 4-2 or 5-2. Is it 5-2? Yeah, correct.
Very good.
Nunca en la historia del fútbol femenino se había congregado tanta gente en un estadio para ver un partido de fútbol.
A Barça One pots trobar els millors moments de la Lamine Yamal al futbol formatiu del Barça. Amb quina edat vaig arribar a la Masia?
Però dime.
A. 8 anys. B. 9. C. 7.
7. ¡Oh, tío!
Suerte tienes.
Sé de ti mucho, ¿eh? Sé de ti más que tú.
Otro partido en el cual marcas, ya llevas varios goles en las 3 jornadas. ¿Cómo te sientes en este inicio de temporada? Mejor imposible, ¿no?
Sí, estoy bien, pero voy a intentar mejorar.
¿Es dormido ya o no?
You're on, buddy.
I am on. Barça fans, culés, welcome back to Barça Live here at halftime, match day 38, final match day of the season. 1-1. Robert Lewandowski scoring the first one for Barça City, responding with a goal for the home side. It's been an entertaining first 45 minutes though. Fellas, your impressions so far?
I have to say that I was a bit worried before this game because I thought, we have these teams, 2 teams, they don't really play for anything, but so far it's been an entertaining first half. 2 goals, one by Lewandowski, which also makes me happy as a Polish. I think we're gonna have a nice show in the second half as well.
Yeah, no notes on that. I mean,
I stole all your notes.
Excellent first half, just from an entertainment standpoint.
Yeah.
And
are you surprised that these 2 teams are kind of going at it?
No, because if this was match day 5, then I would say, well, the one that they played at Montjuic, 1-0 on goal, very closed, very cagey, but. Well, you got nothing to lose, man. Just go out and play football. And the thing is like when you take off the inhibitions to make sure that you stay tight at the back, even defenders, even though they're defenders first, they still like to creep forward just a little bit because, you know, a goal never hurts because it's tough for defenders to get certain credits that they might feel they deserve. And now both clean sheets are gone anyway, so. Yeah. If Quique Salas decides that he wants to come down the wing a little bit, or if Koundé, which we've seen Koundé in the box a couple of times in this game, that not only creates overloads and attacking options inside the box, but then when inevitably the ball gets turned over, you can create a couple of open counters and some overloads on that side too. So it's fun football.
It has been fun. We saw Koundé, as you said, slipping some nice through balls as well. There have been a fair share of chances. The woodwork being tested in a couple of occasions as well.
At least 3, right?
Yeah,
2
minimum.
I lost count at some point, but it's an open game.
It is an open game. Yellow card being shown as well. Was it Salas?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that maybe that they're playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulders, Barça wanting this end the season on the high? Of course, also the fact that this is Xavi's last game in charge, maybe just one more for the manager. In the case of Sevilla, we spoke with Marc Brau about it as well. There's tension around the pitch in the stadium, the Sánchez Pizjuán itself, given the discontentment between fans and the board. Do you feel like the teams are maybe trying to go for pride here as well?
Both teams have a chip on the shoulder, like you said. So both teams have something to prove. Barça obviously is not happy with the second place, but what you said is more important about Xavi. This is Xavi's last game. It would be really nice to honor him by winning the game, even if it's just a game without any significance in the end.
Yeah, sending the manager off. Again, like I keep reiterating, on a high note.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, it's important. I think it also is important to understand that whatever happens in this game is not going to change in one way the legacy that Xavi's left here over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years that he's been in charge. So from the day that he arrived, that first game that he played, which I want to say was against Espanyol, if my memory serves me right, back in November of 22.
His first game in charge was Espanyol, yeah.
Yes, it was a draw.
Yeah. 2021, sorry, November of 21.
Yeah.
And all the way up until this game at Sevilla, there have been a lot of highs, there have been a few lows too. I mean, this is part of football, and it's part of the path that he's taken us on, and now whatever happens next, as he said the other day in his heartfelt letter, that he's going to be cheering them on as a culé from the sidelines or from the stands, the way all of us usually do.
I mean, if Barça today managed to pick up the win, finish the season off on 85 points, I believe, and maybe you being the La Liga guy and you, Adrian, a stat guy as well, I believe to have read that around 70% of the time, 85 points in previous seasons would have actually gotten you the trophy. Last year, Barça won it with, 88 points, I believe it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because every season is different. And honestly, I mean, if we're getting into breaking down these 20 teams this year and how the league works, because obviously you play everybody twice, Madrid were really, really good. Barça have been above average, I think. And I know there have been a lot of people who are saying that they haven't played up to their expectations, but I don't believe that. I really think they've been a quality team that have also had to grow because they're still young, and it's easy to forget that. And then you have Girona and Atleti, who have been excellent, Athletic Club, who have been a surprise, and everybody else who have been kind of mediocre. And that's why it's easy to sum up so many points like Madrid did, 95 in the end. Tough to catch that.
So if we take just this era of Xavi, since Xavi took over, and calculate the points, I think Barça is only 4 or 5 points behind Real Madrid.
You mean a couple of Jude Bellingham goals?
Exactly. And a couple of posts that could have been goals for us.
Yeah.
So it shows that those two teams were really close, but in the end, you have to give it to Madrid that they were very solid, rock solid this season, and they deserve the championship, unfortunately.
Sorry, guys, I am just trying. Let's go over to Brau. Let's go over to Brau. Let's go over to Marc Brau, who is standing in the Sánchez Pizjuán, our roaming reporter. Of course, has traveled to Sevilla. I thought the camera was going to follow me. Maybe I'm not.
What are we doing here?
Used to a different setup. Marc Brau, you have another quiz for us in store for the second half. Why don't we connect over with Marc Brau to give us that quiz, that second quiz, his secret numbers, and see what you have for us, Marc. There he is.
Yeah, I have to say that the game has started, so well, I will try to make it a little bit quickly this one, because the game has started, and for the moment I don't see any substitutions on the players, but of course we always explain the secret numbers just before the game is starting, but I want to give you a special secret numbers for today's game, because remember, today is the last dance of Xavi Hernandez as a coach, and I prepare 3 magic numbers from Xavi Hernandez. So in my my 3 secret numbers for today has relation with all that Xavi Hernandez had achieved with the Barça during these 2 years and a half that he is our coach. So my secret numbers are these ones: 89, 15 and 274. Just think about these numbers. They are good numbers. Remember that with Xavi at the bench, we won a league and a Spanish Super Cup, incredible Super Cup that they won against Real Madrid. So those numbers that I give to you, I think that they are quite important. The first of these numbers, 89, are the numbers of victories that we achieved with Xavi as a coach. We expect today to win the 90th game in the career, and I think it's quite important because he was so very closer for 700% of games win during the career that he had as our coach. 15, I think, it's one of the most important numbers of Xavi Hernandez in the bench. It's the number of players that made his debut with Xavi Hernandez, La Masia players, in 2 years and a half. 15 players. The first of those players was Ilias Akomach, who is now in Villarreal. For the moment, we don't have an important play, so I think it's a good importance. So it is 15, and the last one is 274. That we have to increase one up. 275, not 274, because the number of goals, the amount of goals that we scored with Xavi Hernandez. So today, my secret numbers goes to Xavi.
Shout out for Xavi. I love it.
Indeed. An applause for the Barça legend that is Xavi Hernandez. A very appropriate secret numbers segment by Marc Brau, dedicated to the manager of Sevilla here, putting Barça on the back foot. The second half is on the way. We're in the 48th minute already. 1-1 on the scoreboard. No chances so far in the second half, but there have been some substitutions. Oriol Romeu has come on for Football Club Barcelona. Lovely interception by Fermin as he tries to send the Polish striker running. It is a 1 against 3. Robert needing some help, and you get that help on the right-hand side from the teenage sensation. That is Lamine Yamal. Did you guys catch any of those secret numbers?
Yes, I wanted to talk about the second one. So the number 15 players introduced.
Yes,
from
15 debuts. Yes.
La Masia to.
Yeah, and that doesn't count everybody else, like Lewandowski.
Exactly, but this is the real legacy that Xavi will leave with this club, and to me, he's the coach who bet on the youngsters like no one ever had. I mean, there were obviously coaches who introduced some youngsters to the team, but to do it like Xavi Hernandez, like to bet on, for example, Pau Cubarsí, to make him a starter when he's just 17 years old, to make Lamine Yamal a star of the team, that's unheard of. And those these players will grow and will be forever grateful to the coach, because I remember then when Xavi was back in La Masia and he fought for his place in the team. He struggled and he couldn't get it, and then finally it was, I want to say, Louis van Gaal betting on him, and yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
So he became a legend. But he was really close to leaving to AC Milan.
Several times, yes, exactly. Getting his start under the Dutch manager Louis van Gaal. But it took a while before.
News, breaking news, guys, because we have, sorry, Diego. We have breaking news because we have 3 players warming up. You said, explained that there were no substitutions. As you said, it was Oriol Romeu because I just was preparing my secret number. So it's the matter because I didn't see that Oriol Romeu was coming inside the field. So as you can see, Ferran Torres, the Shark, Joe Felix and Vitor Roque, remember the pronunciation, are warming up. Maybe can be the next options in the second half. And I think it can be a good moment just to send a big message and a big hug for all those Panathinaikos and Greek fans who are follow us, because they won the EuroLeague Basketball Cup. they beat Real Madrid in the final. So congratulations, Panathinaikos fans, for this. I'm commenting this because only of Panathinaikos, as you can imagine. So
yeah,
congratulations to our Greek fans.
Hey, that is breaking news, please. That is wonderful news as well. Panathinaikos winning the EuroLeague is worthy of interjecting here into this live broadcast, Mark, with some great news.
So we can say Panata Musa Agapo, which means Panata, I love you in Greek.
All right.
I think we
How
all...
many languages do you speak?
A couple of them, but I used to live in Cyprus for 2 years, so I know a little bit of Greek, not enough, but this is one thing. That's what they scream at their palace.
Well, things were very, talk about playing with a chip on the shoulder and a heated atmosphere in the Final Four, in the first semi-final between Fenerbahce and Olympiacos. It had to start late because of security issues and the fans getting into it. And we were saying here in the newsroom, imagine it would be an all-Greek final. Like, that would be one for the books. But we'll take this one, absolutely.
Wow, that's surprising. I know we're football here and we're on Barça Live, and it has almost nothing to do with
Live.
Barca. But Barca played in the quarterfinals of the EuroLeague and got taken out by a Greek team.
Yeah.
In Piraeus against Olympiacos, and it was an unfortunate loss, but at least Panathinaikos managed to get the job done and not another team from Spain.
Barca pushing forward.
Oh,
It's a
that's
lovely
the one.
through ball and a shot on goal. Nilan.
Offside.
Unthinkable, was offside. Indeed, Mark. A lovely through
That
ball
was
though,
close.
as Barca shifted it into the next gear, up the tempo, and well, it wasn't offside from Fermin. That last defender, I don't know.
That goes in. We're having a look at it at least.
VAR, please.
Nice save.
Yes, it was a good save. Fermin shot it right on the shoulder of the Sevilla goalkeeper, but had that gone in, VAR would have certainly come into action.
Fermin has been called offside 4 times in this game.
4 times, man. I'm telling you, he's that attacking midfielder with a
he
capital
needs
A.
to be onside just once, and
exactly.
he'll do the job. But so far, Niland has been the MVP for Sevilla, I would say. He's been terrific for them.
He has, and he's seeding now, trying to take on 1, 2, 3, 4 Barca defenders, and in the end, Blaugrana's running away with it.
Nicely done.
He puts it up the field. Lamin looking around him, wants to go to his left
Nicely
foot.
done.
A little pass to the Barca number 9. He gets it back and he loses it.
Good idea. I like what I'm seeing also from Pedri, because we have not seen him at his best this year, and I think we know that. Oh.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the last game as well, weren't we, Adrian? The fact that we're seeing the best version of Pedri, not just in a playmaking way, but goal scoring. I mean, scoring his first brace and showing his attacking versatility by especially in that second goal after the Araujo pass, taking that pass on with his left foot, or finishing it off on his left foot. This is what we like to see from the Canary native.
Cancelo just got called for a foul on Ocampos again. He's got to be careful, because if he makes another foul like that, he's already on a yellow now.
I would like to see Hector Fort coming on for Cancelo, probably for him.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have another youngster from La Masia.
Well, it's going to be interesting next season as well, between Alejandro Balde, Hector Fort. Balde, of course, that we have missed for far too long this season. We want him to have a speedy recovery, a healthy recovery at that, and to beefing up that competition on the left back position. That's going to be an interesting one, because Hector Fort has done justice in that spot.
Well, and the 2 fullback positions are not just this year, but historically over the last 2 or 3 years, the two spots on the pitch that we've been least
It's been a bit of an Achilles heel,
And so, like, when we talk about Barca's midfield, or we talk about Barca's attack, or we talk about the plethora of central defenders that they have, there's no question. But when you say, who's at left back, who's at right back, it gets tough. And Balde took that over from Jordi Alba on the left side last year. Of course, this year he got hurt, and then you're shuffling through, and Cancelo played on both sides, sort of settled on the left-hand side. Koundé has been moved over a number of times, but we know that he prefers to play in the center. Speaking of, on the right, here he is.
Well, listen, with the three players warming up on the side, maybe now's a good time as well to ask the question to you watching live on the chat. Who will the first substitution be? We saw Vitor Roque warming up. We saw the Tiburon. Actually, the first substitution has already happened.
Yeah, the next substitution,
I should say. Who else was it on the touchline that was warming up? I forgot. But who will the next substitution be?
Ferran, João Felix, and Vitor Roque.
Yes.
I want Vitor Roque. I know that means Lewandowski comes out, but I want to see him get some extended minutes.
It's fine. I mean, it's not like Lewandowski is going to score these 5 goals. It doesn't seem so that he needs. He scored 1. That's fine. Not going to happen probably 5 more. So, yeah, I'm really interested in Vitor Roque because I want to see what he's made
all
of.
About.
What it's all about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't gotten that chance because he hasn't gotten any consistent opportunity, which is, an understandable thing. But just want to finish that thought, by the way, on the right back and the left back. Because we know who's in the squad now. But there's one name, too, that I think is worth mentioning that we might forget about. And as soon as Sevilla finish with this run, on the right-hand side, nicely blocked by one of those fullbacks, Cancelo. This will show my impartiality, I hope. Eric Garcia has been excellent this year at Girona. Now, he's on loan. He's coming back to Barca, who can do what they choose. And, with the new manager coming in, whoever that is, it's going to be a decision for them. He's been playing more as a right back than as a central defender, and he's been excellent in that position. So that's something to consider because they don't really have a right back.
Fancy footwork there. You're saying we don't have a right back, but you're not liking Koundé in that?
No, because, well, I'm not saying that I don't like Koundé, but depending on what happens during the transfer market in the summer, if a center back gets moved, then and it's not Koundé, then
breaking news: 2 new players will be entered to the pitch: João Felix and Ferran the Shark.
Oh! This guy!
God!
Yay!
This guy right here.
2-1 it is! Take a look at that, the 32, the OG, the original, now playing with the number 16. Half of that. Fermin Lopez making it 2-1. Barca going back up, taking the lead. Thanks to the Andalusian. Thank you, Spain, for the push. Lovely goal by the number 16, the X32, going over to the manager, giving Xavi a hug as well. A well-deserved hug for the man that gave him his debut, that brought him back from Linares and said, no, youngster. Linares is too small of a club for you. We need you back here at home.
Stop it.
Fermin Lopez scoring his 8th goal in the league, 11 in all competitions with the right foot outside of the box. Milan absolutely incapable of stopping this rocket at the near post, putting Barca back up by 2-1. Fermin Lopez with an absolute beauty. Take a bow, son. Salute.
Wow. 8 goals.
8 goals in the league. 11 in all competitions, son.
So what a goal by Fermin, guys. Incredible. 8 goals, but the most important thing that I think we have to explain, it's not the 8 goals in the league. That is very important because Fermin is becoming the 2nd top scorer of the league for Barca. But he achieved also another record. He equalizes Ferran as a second top scorer in all competitions this season. 11 goals for Fermin, 8 in the league. So remember, my first question of the quiz was, who was the first player to make his debut this season? It was Fermin with that goal against Villarreal. So after that game, 11 goals, 8 in the league. How amazing is this guy?
Absolutely, and showing off his versatility as well, whether it's in the air. He scored 3 headers already this season. That was, before this goal, 30% of his goals that were scored in the air. Showing off his skills as well. Very good finishing off with both his feet. This one with his right foot. Milan absolutely chanceless. Fermin Lopez, like I keep saying, I hate to be a broken record, but if he's not one of your favorite players on this squad, I don't know who is.
Well, and it's a big game for him, but we'll get to that in a second. We got
substitutions.
We got some subs.
Substitutions.
No Pichichi. No 5 goals in the second half.
Lewandowski
Next year
will be out, and Lamine Yamal. Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. So Adrian, write the incredible numbers. Another season for Lewandowski, who finishes the second season with Barca with 26 goals in all competitions and 19 in the league. 2 seasons in Barca, 2 seasons becoming the top scorer of the team. Lamine Yamal, what an incredible season, of course, for him. 7 goals, 7 assists for this incredible boy, 16 years old. What a season, of course, for Lamine Yamal. Ferran the Shark and João Felix are now inside the pitch.
Amazing by Lamine Yamal, what he did this season. I mean, this is the player that we were going to the stadium to see. Extreme potential in the talent that he has. Basically he could be a finished product. I mean, would say, oh, he's a world-class player, but he's still 16 years old. So that's really something to look for for the next season.
Never tire of saying that. His age. Broken so many records this season, youngest player to score in La Liga, making his debut, getting to 50 official games, wearing a Barça shirt. I mean, the records, he keeps breaking through them. What about Robert Lewandowski, Adrian? What do you make of his second season at Barça? Maybe you, but also in Poland. What are their feelings of the Polish people of Lewandowski's time here at Barça?
So he wasn't as consistent this season as he was in his first one under Xavi, but again, the whole team wasn't up to the task for this season. So last season he didn't score again in his debut against Rayo, and then he started scoring goals nearly every game.
I heard the Polish national team, that the manager has some choice words, but with regards to his season here. But when we compared goals per minute for Robert Lewandowski and his Polish national side compared to the numbers this season here at Barça, they were still far greater than what he was, the numbers he's putting up in Poland.
Look out, João Felix. Ooh, big save from Nealand. Continue.
Yes, so what he said is that, to just cut it short, that Lewandowski doesn't get as many assists, as many passes, and he doesn't get as many chances as he would like to, and that's the reason he scores less goals. Not sure I totally agree with that by Michał Probierz, the national team coach. But to compare him in Barca and with Polish national team, it just doesn't make sense. That the football is, of course, the quality, especially of the players that we have in the national team. You just can't compare those two. The role that he has, Lewandowski, in Polish national team is totally different. He has been the #1 star since, I don't know, 8 years probably. And here in Barca, he's one of the stars, one of the biggest ones, but still one of the stars. So, Levy will always score goals. That's his instinct. He'll always be hunting for them. waiting in the penalty box, and he will always compete. And yeah, I still believe in Lewandowski.
Well, we're looking for, of course, a third season with Bobby Levy, as I call him, on the Barça squad. What are your hopes for the Euros?
Mine hopes.
Who's in Poland's group?
Exactly. So
if you can ask me again, please.
France, we have France, Netherlands, and Austria. So I think that pretty much sums
that
it
you're
up.
talking to me.
Sorry, Mark. No,
Sorry, Mark.
I do want to get your take on it as well, but I was asking Adrian what his hopes are for the upcoming Euro Cup in Germany. For Poland, I know they're drawn in a tough group.
Yeah, it's a really tough group.
Yeah. So I don't have any hopes.
Oh.
But at the same time, I won't be disappointed because I don't have any expectations. So
Wait, try telling that to a Barca fan.
yeah.
No
But
hopes.
I actually have a question to Mark, because Mark, you said that Fermin and Ferran have the same amount of goals right now, but who played more minutes? Do you have this stat?
Nice, like that detail.
I'm just curious.
Can you ask me again, please, Adrian?
Who played more minutes this season, Fermin or Ferran?
Minutes. Yeah, I have the stat for the moment. I think Ferran, before this game, Ferran played 1,973 minutes. Ferran and Fermin played 1,824 minutes. So Fermin played more than Ferran.
Okay.
Very
Thank
close,
you.
Very close.
Very close.
Very
yeah.
close. And that was top of the dome stuff. I mean, Mark didn't even have to go to his cheat sheets. That's just stuff.
Unbelievable, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Big goal for Fermin, though, not just for Barca, but the fact that he's from Andalusia, El Campillo in Huelva, and he gets a goal in his home province. I'm sure there's family in attendance, and I'm sure they were cheering when that happened.
Well, he did it in
Also,
Almeria
his
as well.
Catalan is
in Almeria did the same.
He's perfect.
He's trying
But
real
did
hard.
you see what
His
happened
Catalan is amazing.
with Fermin's celebration? I don't know if you took a look of this. I don't know if you remember this or you watched it on the screen, but Fermin gave a big hug to Xavi Hernandez in the celebration of the goal. So Fermin runs so fast just to catch Xavi next to the bench, and Fermin gave an incredible hug to Xavi. I think it's one of the images of the season. It has to be, because Xavi was the main one who had more confidence in Fermin in the beginning of the season, in the pre-season, and Fermin, I think it's a great image just to show how grateful he is.
Absolutely, yes. I was mentioning it in the mientras cantaba el gol, as I was singing the goal, as they say so beautifully in Spanish, talking about how he's hugging the man that put his trust into him, brought him back from the Linares to Barça, and said, listen, my friend, you have got what it takes to break through in the first team, and he has done that, passing that test with flying colors, breaking onto the scene in formidable fashion, showing off his skills, whether it's passing or his knack for scoring goals. It's been an absolute joy to watch Fermin Lopez.
And remember,
especially in the absence of Xavi, of course, he's been one of those energizer bunnies that plays with that passion, wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's what we love to see from our players. Adrian, sorry, I'll cut you off.
No worries. So Spence wasn't here, but last week we talked about Fermin because there's another Polish story, you might say. So he was very close actually to join the Polish team, one of the few that you know of, Raków Częstochowa. So they were offering around 600,000 euros for Fermin. I think he's worth a bit more right now after he scored.
They would have gotten a deal.
His stock has gone up. 600,000 euros.
They would have gotten quite the bargain.
Quite a bargain, right? And in the end, it was the team that didn't go through with the deal, not Fermin.
Wow.
As far as I know. So imagine that he would be probably now rocking in our Polish first division.
Yeah, and Barca fans
Yes.
would have no idea what they'd be
Exactly.
missing out on.
Exactly. How many youngsters they just leave La Masia and they never come back?
Well, Ferran Gla is a great example of that. And I think we're all happy for him. He went to Belgium. There was really no spot for him. Lewandowski came in. Being a striker at Barca is very difficult to do, and he played well when he was. We just saw a shot of Gavi. He played well when he was asked to under Xavi in that first couple of months.
And he's been playing well then with Blech as well. At least I haven't followed so much the second half of the season or the first half, but when he landed there, he quickly became a fan favorite for continuing to score goals. But Mark, sorry, I was just asking a question to our panel here about the upcoming Euros. Of course, the football, domestic football will end. Club football will now go through the summer break, but national team football continues very soon indeed. The Euros 24 kicking off between is it Germany against
someone in the opening game, no?
Shit, I don't remember who it was. Germany against
Scotland.
Scotland, was it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Germany-Scotland will be the first game of Euro Cup.
But who have you got for the Euros? Who do you think are the favorites to win? Besides France, let's leave France out of it. Besides France, who are your favorites?
I think that it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult because we have great national teams there. Well, of course, Germany is one of the favorites because he's playing local. But I think that all the pressure will be on France because finished the second place in the World Cup. But I think maybe I can be a little bit unpopular, but I think that one day England will win something important. And the generation of football players that have England right now, I think it deserves. Oh, what a save by Ter Stegen! You will see it. I will go with England.
England. One day they will win something important. Listen, for the older viewers watching us, of course we haven't forgotten the 1966, I believe it was, World Cup that England has won in the past. So they have that one.
You were back young. Back then.
In my day, that was a big trophy to win.
Back when they were playing the Intercities Fairs Cup as well.
But yes, of course, England always tipped as one of the favorites, but...
Yeah, I know that England won a World Cup. I know, guys. But remember that England had never won Euros. Never it happened. So it's because I said that they will win something important because it took a long time. England didn't win nothing at the incredible generation of players. Of course, we know well Jude Bellingham in the league, but the incredible season played by Phil Foden was so amazing. Declan Rice in the midfield, what a season he played with Arsenal. So I think that maybe can they have some options.
Mark, in the meantime, we're seeing a Tiger warming or getting ready to take to the field. That was
the moment for Koundé.
Koundé, all he needed was to get a touch to it, and that would have ended up in the back of the net. Ferran Torres, I believe it was, that either crossed or shot that ball across the goal. And like I said, it just needed that touch, but it was offside.
It was offside.
Nicely designed little play though, because Koundé went first.
Substitution. As you said, Diego, a Tiger will enter in, and Fermin is out. I think that we can make him a standing ovation. I cannot stand right now, but what a season for this player. Second top scorer of the season with Ferran and second top scorer in the league. Incredible, Fermin Lopez.
Clap it up for Fermin. What a season.
Clap it up for the man. Wonderful season. What a season he had, a breakout season with flying colors, scoring goals of all shapes and sizes, and important goals as well, mind you.
And some bangers too.
Yeah, absolutely. Scoring against some big teams. Ter Stegen punching that one. Trying to clear
There
that
he goes.
ball.
This is what we want to see.
Tigrinho
Nicely done. Look at that. Oh, look.
gets the help from his teammates and gets fouled in the process.
All right.
It'll be a Barça free kick. Arm done. As Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque. I guess it's Vitor Roque in
Roque.
Portuguese.
Rock?
No,
Rock?
Roque. No, the Portuguese
Cooling
is
break.
the R. The R
Cooling
is
break
back here.
right now.
I heard it's hockey. So
Hockey?
everybody has
Vitor
their own
Roque.
version.
I thought it was hockey.
Maybe we have someone in the chat who knows how to use actually pronounce it.
I trust Mark Brown.
Yes, of course.
Mark Brown has opted for the Vitor Roque approach. I think it's hockey.
You have.
Schooling break time.
Who do you have winning the Euros?
Thank you, Mark. The Netherlands, baby. Holland. Kom op, Holland. Hup, Holland. You're talking about a team that hasn't won important things since a long time. 1988, my introduction to football. I remember that summer ever so well. Van Basten, Gullit, Rijkaard, Koeman. I mean, the dream team of Orange, winning that Euro Cup, finally coming up with the goods after having failed in repeated successive World Cup finals. And it's still our only trophy, international trophy ever won for a country that has produced, I mean, world talents that here in Barça we've enjoyed a lot of them as well. I think it's time again for Nederland, the Oranje, to put their name back on the footballing map. That is my answer, my friend.
I asked the question. I got
I
an
gave
answer.
you an answer. I
And
gave
you?
the answer.
Spence?
USA, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. The old United States of Space. No, I fear that Holland, we do not have what it takes. But listen, we have ex-Barça manager Koeman now back in the hot seat, back at the helm. And on the international stage, he's fared, well, somewhat well. Let's see what Oranje can do. Manu Bueno and Mariano about to check in to the game. Double substitution for the home side.
Ivakio and Campos.
Campos coming off. Ivakio, the nearly goal scorer. Some good chances there. Ocampo seems reluctant to leave.
And Bade, is this a quadruple change? Loic Bade as well?
Mark, how many substitutions are Sevilla putting on right now? I thought it was a double substitution, but now it
I
seems like
think
there's more.
that 3 substitutions in a row.
3.
Double or triple. No, because there's another player waiting just to enter. Yeah, 2 changes, yeah, because there's another one who is out. Yeah, and we have to explain that the Barça will end the substitutions with another player. I think it's Héctor Ford, who will be the last player to have minutes today. He was warming up just in the last minute, so remember that Oriol Romeu was the first player to enter in the halftime. Then João Félix and Ferran, then Vitor Roque, and now Héctor Ford will be the last one to enter. We don't know if he will enter for Koundé or for Cancelo. We have to wait.
All right, well, just a little bit over 10 minutes remaining here in the game. Match day 38. Barça winning by 2-1. Fermin Lopez, the scorer of the second goal. Robert Lewandowski scoring the opener. In the city, getting the goal of honor so far for the home side. Nothing at stake, of course, in terms of league standings, but some prize money that's been mentioned or alluded to before that Sevilla club could still earn if they move up a few positions, you said, right?
And they're certainly not going to get any prize money from Europe next season, so
Right.
wouldn't be a bad thing to collect a couple of extra million.
But on the night that this was so poetically dubbed by our pitch-side reporter Mark Brau as the last dance for Xavi Hernandez. We're hoping, as always, of course, for a Barça win and a worthy send-off for the Barça legend that is Xavi Hernandez.
Hey, you don't have to convince me more than once about doing any sort of last dance send-off, analogies. I'm always for it.
Go ahead.
In terms of the Chicago Bulls
you're
element
from Chicago.
to it. Come on.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I feel like you want me to set you up for something.
Any Polish players that made the NBA?
Yeah. The last one, Marcin Gortat.
Oh yeah.
But now
Phoenix Suns.
now we have San Antonio Spurs.
Wait, don't tell me. From the Spurs.
Jeremy.
Sohan.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was Polish. Nice.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh.
Watch out.
Uh-oh.
Here's Sevilla, and looks like Ter Stegen got a touch to it.
Like, actually, it was just one wing.
Just
He
the
just
one
stuck
wing.
out the one wing.
Crucial one, though. The one wing stop. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen stopping Mariano in his tracks, preventing the ex-Madrid player from getting the equalizer. But he does win Sevilla a corner kick. Pedrosa plays it into the box. Goes right down the middle and it's cleared by the Barça defenders, but the trouble still lurks. In comes another cross and it'll be another corner for Sevilla.
Campos is still waiting to come on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So it's just sitting there.
Yeah. 6-all for in terms of corners. This one goes to the far post, and it looks like the Sevilla players want a penalty. The ref will have nothing of it, as Messi is in debate, heavy discussion with the official. He felt looks like the Moroccan international
Last
says he was
substitution, guys. Last substitution. Hector Ford will enter to the pitch. So João Cancelo is out. Great performance today by Cancelo. He was so close to the goal in a great action in the first half with a shot. He hit the post with great action. And Hector Ford, a player who made his debut in Belgium, and I think that he played quite well the minutes that we have seen for him, especially the game in Metropolitano. Do you remember that game? That he was our left back, and I think he has a great future, Hector Ford, the last player to play minutes in this season.
Sergio Ramos is starting to play a bit further up now.
See Ramos, yeah, he's starting to see
creep.
if he can make amends from scoring that own goal. Favor for Barça, and what was the only goal of the game that allowed Barça to pick up 3 points in a cagey affair and tough match at the Luis Companys Stadium in the first half of the season. The veteran player pushing forward, but Barça are in firm control of the ball right now, as earlier we saw Enisiri talking to the referee, asking for a penalty as he felt that Oriol Romeo was preventing him from getting to that ball. What was a good chance for the Sevilla forward. Lob into the box. Ter Stegen with the secure hands.
Can we see this? They're there.
Yeah, security.
This is how secure hands look like.
There are no more secure hands in this room than Diego Lorraine.
You betcha. Appreciate the pronunciation of my last name, as always, Spence.
We're all about the
I missed that. I forgot that you are one person that goes out of your way to try to pronounce it the way it is. A little step over. Crowder getting into it. 5 minutes remaining.
Good pressure from Sevilla now.
Indeed, these are good minutes for the home side. That's a little bit on the back foot here as we're seeing Blaugrana shirts being pushed into their final third. Trying to hold on to this lead. Spence is getting to the edge of his seat.
I'm doing the lean. It's like the EAFC lean.
Yes. Expect a freestyle at any moment, folks.
I think we've gone
Campos,
too long
little
without
shake and
seeing each
bake.
other.
Taking on Hector 4. What was that?
Shake and bake, baby. Pulling out the Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake. Just a few more minutes of defense. And we can...
Let's see if we can get Vito Hockey in some offensive action. Oh, see Ramos there taken down Vito Hockey in classic Ramos fashion. The Andalusian getting penalized for it though.
Imagine if this match day actually meant something, and these final 5 minutes were, you know, I mean, look, if we want Barca to win this game, but if Sevilla,
Thanks for making that clear.
but if Sevilla score, how disappointed are we? Are we gonna not sleep tonight?
Well, no, of course not. The season's over. That's clear. But I do want to see Xavi, you know, attend his final press conference, saying,
Yeah.
"Look, we ended with a win, 85 points. He's done his job and done it well."
And remember, Diego, remember that today we will talk, and as always, in our post-game here in Barca 1, we will have all the reactions. And today we will talk with Xavi. Last interview, he attended as always in the preview of the games and after the games. Today not in the preview because we start just when the game was starting due to the incredible championship that the women team achieved and the celebration that they had in Barcelona. But remember, post game here in Barca 1, in Barca Live, and we will talk with Xavi. So if you want to listen to him, stay tuned there.
Do you have anything specific, Mark, that you plan to ask him different today than what you normally ask?
Exclusiva. You want to hear his question ahead of imposing?
Well, I will ask him also about the game because we want to listen what he's thinking about the game. But maybe one of the questions that we can ask to him is how did he feel today's game? And of course, I think that one of the questions can be what legacy he wants to leave here. I think it could be a good question just for know what he's thinking about the things that he has done for the moment he did during all these 2 years and a half in the bench.
Yeah,
I like that question a lot, Mark. We'll be looking forward to that question. Again, for you watching at home, make sure that you stay glued to this space right here. Do not touch that dial. We've got all of the post-match reactions coming your way from the protagonists.
Diego, it's
from
not
the head coach
1950.
himself.
They don't have dials anymore.
Quiet, Spencer Siegel.
Dials.
And I'm throwing in like.
Oh, Koundé! Oh, Koundé! Oh! Oh, that was the chance.
As a non-English native, I thought you would appreciate
Offside.
some of the more classic American terms.
Don't touch that dial, folks. We'll be right back.
And now it's a great moment here in Sevilla, guys. Great moment because Josep Nesiri will be substituted, and all the news here from Sevilla are explaining that maybe this can be the last season with Josep Nesiri playing in this club because he was searching for another team, and it's not confirmed, of course, it's not official, but a big standing ovation was given to him. Maybe just to say thanks to NSC that in a difficult seasons he's one of the heroes, and maybe the hero of the last Europa League. Of course, it was Ivan Rakitic, but the top scorer last season was NSC, a very loved player here. Maybe he played his last game with Sevilla. It's not confirmed, but it's so possible.
Well, definitely looking like a goodbye, Enisiri, before taking to the dugout, saying goodbye to the entire staff. You saw him a little with cabezbajo, with his head down. Emotional for the Moroccan international. Ever since making his move from Leganés to Sevilla, he has felt, or he's hit the ground running. He's become a fan favorite. And potentially has enjoyed his last minutes for Sevilla here at the Sánchez Pizjuán. We'll see what happens this summer. And as we were talking about or alluding to in the pre-match, it's potentially also those of several other players. Spence.
To say he's been one of the most consistent forces that Sevilla have had. They've struggled to score goals often. They've had long stretches where they haven't been able to score, and he's always the guy that gets the ball rolling again and puts it in the back of the net, whether it's with his head, with his feet. He's been the most consistent player they've had, so they're going to miss him if he doesn't come back.
Thank you for those insights, as always, Mr. Siegel. Final minutes here. Clock is ticking
So,
down.
guys, before just starting to explain the end of the game, I just want to give you an extra stat, because in a few seconds I will go to the flash interview position. Remember that the first player to score this season was Pedri, and for the moment the last one is Fermin. And I think it's quite beautiful, because Xavi was a great midfielder, maybe the greatest of all times, and it's quite good that the first and the last player to score this season were midfielders. So an extra stat just for you.
I like that. Mark, I always appreciate you finding those little hooks. In the last game against Almeria, it was Pedri scoring first. Or what was it? Yeah, being the first and the last player to score at the Estadio Lluís Companys. And now the midfield connection. I like those hooks, Mark. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it can be one of the last actions of the game. Remember that it will go until 95 minutes, and Sevilla has a kickoff, yellow card for Ocampos, so maybe one of the last attempts for Sevilla in this game.
Who knows? The final red or a yellow card, I should say, of the season being shown. Ocampos being on the receiving end as that free kick isn't cleared by the Barça defense. Sevilla still looking for the equalizer. In comes the ball into the box, and they get to it first. Maybe
that's fine. That's fine.
Are quick to get into a transition into offense. Koundé getting smacked in the face, and the referee will call the foul to the frustration of the Sevilla fans. But a foul, no doubt about it.
Been a good game for Koundé.
Yeah.
Back in Sevilla again.
Yes, of course. Playing against his ex-side.
I mean, we remember the time 2 years ago when he chucked the ball at Jordi Alba.
Remember that?
And we were all wondering, what's going on here? And then he comes to Barça and he's become a fan favorite.
Yes. Yeah, that was an uncharacteristic moment for the Frenchman. That was odd. He's not one to lose his cool. He certainly did on that day.
Football writes funny stories sometimes.
You write funny stories sometimes.
All right.
I'm wondering what Jordi Alba actually did to provoke this reaction from Koundé.
He probably said something.
End. Yeah, but what?
He probably gave him a little jab of some kind.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we got a minute left in the season. Like, not just Barca season, but all of La Liga.
Well, it won't be without a free kick given at the edge of the box. A dangerous position here. Barça need to be careful not to concede the final goal in this last play. Gundogan just leaving out his foot. There. Well, the two getting tangled up.
Toe tangle.
It takes two to tangle.
Sergio Ramos wants the ball. Sergio Ramos wants to be the last one to shot.
Fine.
So it can be the last action of the season, not only for this game, but for La Liga.
Yeah.
Remember that this is the last game of La Liga, so maybe it can be the last attempt.
I got news for y'all. Sergio Ramos is taking this free kick, and it's going over the crossbar into the stands, and this ball game and this season is over.
It's out of here. You've heard it here first, folks. Get out your...
We hope, Spence. We hope for it.
Nobody else should be taking this free kick. Let's be real.
Well, the three are in heavy discussion. Where should he place it? Sergio Ramos.
They're not fooling anybody with other people in the running.
With the stern look on his face, he'll take it. It'll go over in space. Gets it. Beep. It is good. And with that, 6 minutes of extra time has been played. So the referee at any second now will call for full time. And there it is, the final whistle.
It's over, guys. We won the last game of the league.
The final whistle has blown in the Sánchez Pizjuán, and with that, as Marc Brau just told us, the season has come to an end. Quique Sánchez Flores hugging it up with the Barça legend. That is Xavi Hernández. His final game in charge has ended with a win. Barça will finish off the season with 85 points. Fermin Lopez will be handed the MVP, the Most Valuable Player award for this match. We've got a whole lot of reactions coming your way, though, from Fermin, from Coach Xavi Hernández as well. So like I said, do not touch that dial. Stay seated. Continue to watch us for all of the post-match reactions from the protagonists coming to you very soon indeed. Talk to you in a few minutes.
Touching the dials!
Hello, Barça fans, and welcome again. Welcome back to Barça Live, the post-match reaction after match day 38. Sevilla, Barça ending up in a win for Football Club Barcelona. Barça winning by 2-1 on the day. The goal scored by Robert Lewandowski, Enesiri, and Fermin Lopez. So Barça finishing the season in a high. And you have, of course, tuned in for all of the post-match reactions from the protagonists coming to you very, very shortly indeed. Joining me still are Spencer and Adrian. Guys, your impressions of this final match day?
A really nice first half, like we talked during the halftime, but then the tempo dropped down a little bit. But in the end, the job is done. Barca wins the game, and that's all that really matters. So, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't the most entertaining game ever.
It was always going to be a little bit like this, wasn't it? Last game of the season, nothing at stake, Spence.
They finished the season on a 5-game winning streak. So, all good in Xavi land. And that's one of the things we know we're going to hear from Xavi later directly on this program with Marc Brau.
Indeed.
Who is going to ask him about what legacy he feels he left behind. And I think part of it is consistency. We've seen a consistent approach from this team. 5 games in a row to end the season with a victory.
Well, why don't we connect with our pitchside reporter, Marc Brau, who's standing next to Ter Stegen Airlines.
The last game of the season, we will talk with one of the captains of the team, with Marc-André Ter Stegen. Marc, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Bé, suposo que l'equip tenia ganes d'acabar la temporada amb una victòria, no? Per regalar-la al propi equip, per regalar-la també a l'entrenador, a Xavi, i per tancar amb bon sabor de boca aquest curs, no?
Sí, al final nosotros teníamos el objetivo de competir bien hoy, de ganar el partido para despedirle a Xavi de mejor manera y nada, muy orgulloso de él, de también cómo afrontaba estos días que me imagino que han sido muy duros. Yo al final, pues a nivel personal le deseo todo lo mejor y agradecerle que ha hecho para nosotros.
Marc, ja hi haurà temps per parlar-ne, però no sé quin balanç fas de la temporada. Òbviament no és positiu perquè l'equip no ha guanyat cap títol, però no sé si part del llegat que us pot deixar Xavi és tot aquest nombre de jugadors joves que us han ajudat també a treure partits endavant aquesta temporada.
Sí, nosotros a nivel individual tenemos que trabajar muchísimo a cara del año que viene para triunfar otra vez, para tener mucho más éxitos que esta temporada, que nos hemos quedado sin título y obviamente para ninguno de nosotros es satisfactorio. Y al final pues voy a hacer todo lo posible en lo que está en mi mano para competir siempre al mejor nivel y nada, con ilusión ya que la temporada que viene empiece para ganar títulos.
We'll go with question in English. Marc, you explained also in Spanish, but I want to know what was the message that the coach gave to you just before the game. And you said in Catalan that you were so proud for the team and the way that you work this game just to have the win and to give it to Xavi.
Yes, we wanted to compete, we wanted to win, also to get him a last victory before he leaves. As I said already in Spanish as well, we wish him all the best on personal level, but also on professional level. And you never know, no? At the end, also ways can always cross, and I will have him close anyway. So he will stay in Barcelona living. So at the end, we are always here for him. I think he is the same. He also told us that he is always here for us in whatever moment, and this is the person we know and we worked with, and we are very, very honored that we had the chance to work with him.
Gracias, Marc. The words of Marc-André Ter Stegen explained in English and also in Spanish that he was so very proud of the team just to make the present for Xavi, and he explained also in Spanish that was incredible the way that Xavi managed this game. Also, he explained in Spanish that it was quite good the way that the team has growing up in the season, and he said also in Spanish that he will do everything next season trying to help the team to win championships again.
Yes. Thank you for that, Mark. Excellent work as always. Very interesting words from Marc-Andre ter Stegen, already showing his ambition, his hunger to get the next season going. Of course, this side that is used to winning and has the obligation to do so are already hungry to get the next season going, to get back to winning ways and winning trophies. But taking a look at some of his reflections, his statements with regarding to how this season has ended. Barça, of course, in his final match day, were already out of the running of the domestic league. The second position is never something that is going to be celebrated in this club, even though it was important to attain that. But how would you kind of, looking at this last game, the fact that nothing was at stake, this team coming out the way that they did, really fighting for their coach, and that's something that ter Stegen alluded to as well. Xavi mentioning to them that he's always there for them, even though he's not going to be their coach next season. You know, he will be by their side if they need him to be. It really felt like that connection between players and manager was very solid indeed, and I think it was reflected today that they wanted to end the season with a win. Spence.
Yeah, I thought that they played today unlike we've seen them close out either of the last 2 seasons under Xavi. So he hadn't coached 3 full seasons, but he was in charge against last year against Celta on the road against at Paraídos, a game that Celta needed to win to avoid relegation, that Celta won 2-1 against the reigning champions.
Right.
And the year before that, the final game was here at the Camp Nou against Villarreal, which was just a dreadful, I think it was 1-0 Villarreal, I can't remember, but I think Barca put in like 40 crosses in that game, and it didn't end up working out. Today was a different type of motivation, because it is hard sometimes to motivate yourself.
Yeah.
On the last day, when you know that there's not much to play for, you're trying not to hurt yourself, you don't want to go into challenges that you might otherwise go into.
Correct.
Today was a day where I thought the whole team played with the emotion, understanding that this is Xavi's last game.
There was more at stake than this just being the last day, last match day, wasn't there, Adrian?
Oh, definitely. We talked about it. Last dance of Mr. Xavi Hernandez. I think we're all a bit emotional. After all, Xavi is a legend of the club. He's been here quite a long time now that we think of it. He came in October 2021, so 2.5 years in charge. So many memories with him at the end. I think he was a bit tired, exhausted, you might say, because this is a tough job. This is, I think, to me, this is one of the toughest, if not the toughest jobs that a coach can have in football. So that was understandable that he was a bit lower on his energy. That's why he said all these things in January when he said that he is going to leave. But that, in the end, all of that, it doesn't matter. I'm sure, and Xavi said it himself, that he will come back to Barca one day. I wonder in which role he would come back. We'll see. We have to wait. But what's interesting is that Marc said that Xavi will be still here in Barcelona if they need him.
Correct.
So does that mean that maybe he wants to take a break from coaching for a while? Which I wouldn't be surprised by, because, like I said, 2.5 years in Barca is like 10 years in some other clubs.
Yeah, I would say it takes years off of your life. It has to.
Well, Pep Guardiola lost his hair coaching Barca, so that means a lot in 4 years.
It's
right?
true. It's true.
You can tell Diego hasn't coached Barca because of the luscious locks that he's still got going.
You crazy? I was black-haired before I started working here, and now I look like
Santa Claus.
I got the salt and pepper thing going. Why don't we connect back with Marc Brau, our pitchside reporter, who's standing next to the MVP of the match, Fermin Lopez.
Of tonight's game, the last scorer this season. We are with Fermin. Fermin, què tal? Bona nit.
Hola, què tal? Bona nit.
Bé, tenia clar l'equip que li volia regalar, no? Una última victòria al míster i ho heu aconseguit.
Sí, volíem aconseguir la victòria per nosaltres mateixos, per anar amb bones sensacions i també pel míster, que crec que s'ho mereix també.
T'ha sortit de dins, no?, aquesta celebració d'anar-li a fer una abraçada?
Sí, ja s'ho dic l'estim molt agraït per tot el que ha fet per mi, m'ha ajudat molt, he après molt i m'ha donat la confiança i l'oportunitat de complir el meu somni i tant jo com la meva família doncs, li estaré agraït sempre.
Fermín, más allá de este mensaje, ¿no?, que quieres dar de agradecimiento a Xavi, el otro día en Almería te preguntaba, doblete, tal, y acabas como segundo máximo goleador del equipo junto con Ferran. Tú siempre has marcado goles, pero hacerlo con el primer y como tu primera temporada es increíble, ¿no?
Sí, la verdad que pues es increíble poder ayudar tanto al equipo y bueno, la verdad estoy muy contento, aunque no se haya podido dar esta temporada a nivel colectivo, pero bueno, creo que la temporada que viene daremos guerra y conseguiremos cosas.
¿Tenías claro que si marcabas lo ibas a dedicar a Xavi o te ha salido espontáneo?
No, sí, ya lo tenía pensado porque era el último partido con él y creo que también se lo merece y por eso lo he dedicado.
Bueno, ya para acabar, Fermín, evidentemente no te voy a poner en un marrón a ver cómo va el verano, pero acaba la temporada muy bien, ¿no? Y con ilusión de lo que tenga que venir este verano y si no, la temporada que viene a por todas, ¿no? Con máxima ilusión de que este equipo vuelva a ganar títulos.
Sí, tenemos mucha ilusión de empezar el año que viene, de poder conseguir títulos, de dárselo a los culés que también se lo merecen, estar siempre con nosotros y nada, ahora irse de vacaciones, desconectar y ya se verá qué pasa.
Fermín, enhorabona per la temporada i ens retrobem la propera.
Gràcies, bona nit.
The words of Fermin Lopez explaining in Catalan and Spanish, I will translate to you, that he thought before the game that if he scores, he will give a hug or he will celebrate the goal with the coach, with Xavi. He said in Catalan that he is very grateful for all the things that Xavi made for him this season. Xavi gave him the opportunity to be a first-team player in the pre-season. I think that not enough people knew who was Fermin, and after this season everyone knows who is Fermin, an incredible player, 11 goals, 8 in the league, the second top scorer of the season for this incredible player from El Campillo, and it was so amazing the way that he scored the goal. He's the last player to score. I asked him, I don't want to put you in problems because we don't know what happened with the summer. Maybe he can be in the Euros, maybe he can be in the Olympic Games, but what we can assure that he will be in the team next season and he will be one of our stars. What a season by Fermin Lopez.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you for that. Very interesting to hear the words of Fermin Lopez. We've got fans here on the couch. Adrian wearing the original 32 jersey with which he made his debut for the first team. Like I said, interesting to hear from the youngster finishing the season second to Robert Lewandowski in terms of top goal scorer of the team, tied with Ferran. Who would have thought?
Incredible. I think he captured everybody's attention, and we've talked about it all the time. When he scored the goal in the preseason against Real Madrid,
yeah,
in the Clásico, I want to say it was in Vegas, and from there, he just won everybody over with his ability to do things that Barça had lacked a little bit over the last few years. Shooting from outside the box consistently, putting the ball on target from that area, driving through from the midfield and making those runs in behind.
All right, we're going to connect again with Marc Brau, who is standing next to Pedri.
We are with one of the best midfielders of the team, and I think he finishes the season very, very well. We have with Pedri. Pedri, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches.
¿Qué tal? Buenas noches.
Bueno, ahora estaba haciendo la entrevista en inglés, no te preocupes, no te pregunto en inglés. Bueno, hemos hablado con Ter Stegen, con Fermín, y todos nos decían, ¿no?, que el equipo tenía ese objetivo, ¿no?, de poder conseguir esa victoria para cerrar la temporada y dedicársela al míster.
Sí, sobre todo eso, queríamos dedicársela al míster, que este es el último partido que va a estar con nosotros y bueno, contento por venir a darle estos 3 puntos.
Sensación además de que habéis hecho un buen partido, ¿no? Estuvo el equipo fino, tú has podido marcar otro gol con la zurda, marcaste 2 la semana pasada. Sensación de que el equipo, a pesar de no ganar títulos, ha acabado bien la temporada.
Sí, sobre todo pues queríamos acabar bien, irnos de vacaciones, o los que tengan euro pues de la mejor manera posible. Intentamos pues salir con todo y bueno, nos llevamos los 3 puntos, que al fin y al cabo es lo importante, y una pena ese tiro al palo.
Pedri, da la sensación de que has acabado muy bien la temporada. Otra vez no ha sido un año fácil, ¿no? Pero la sensación es que acabas muy bien, recuperando esas sensaciones, y me imagino que eres de los futbolistas que más ganas tiene también la próxima temporada de ayudar al equipo a volver a ser campeón.
Sí, está claro, cuando estás lesionado ves el fútbol de otra manera, tienes muchas ganas de entrar, intentas pues trabajar. La verdad que en lo personal he trabajado mucho para estar donde estoy ahora y creo que me encuentro mejor que nunca. Físicamente me encuentro muy bien y muy contento de poder jugar hoy, por ejemplo, los 90 minutos.
Te hago la última pregunta, Pedri. Tú nunca has escondido que te has criado viendo jugar a Xavi, a Iniesta, y Xavi te ha entrenado estos 2 años y medio. No sé, ¿en qué te ha ayudado o qué palabras tendrías para decirle hoy en el día de su despedida?
Bueno, en muchísimas cosas, la verdad, es un entrenador y una persona de 10. La verdad que agradecerle todo el apoyo. Él es un culé más y se nota cuando nos da las charlas y cuando nos habla de este escudo como lo quiere. Y bueno, agradecerle de todo corazón todo lo que ha dado por nosotros y desearle mucha suerte en su nueva etapa.
Pedri, gracias. Que vaya bien el verano, con lo que tenga que venir. Nos vemos la temporada que viene.
Perfecto, gracias.
Thanks for Pedri, who's explaining great words in Spanish. Especially the last question we asked him about what does he think about Xavi, because Pedri always said that as a midfielder, Xavi is one of the players who thought that maybe is one of the best midfielders of all the football time, and he said that Xavi was an incredible person, an incredible coach. The advices that Xavi gave to him during all those 2 years and a half in the bench, and especially Pedri said the way that Xavi talked about the club, how sentimental is Xavi when he's talking about what the club means for him. And after all, of course, Pedri said that the team was very happy to finish the season with an incredible victory, with this win here against Sevilla. And especially for him, it's not been another great season for him because he had so many injuries, the same that happened in last year. And Pedri said that of course he's not happy for the season, but the last games he played very well. Today he played 90 minutes. That is so important for him because it took a long time that he didn't play all 90 minutes in the game. So we hope that Pedri will be one of the big stars next season with Barça.
Absolutely, we do. We hope that the midfielder stays healthy during the Euros. Of course, we'll see what happens there. The intense tournament. Hope that he comes back home healthy, happy, and ready for this next season to get back to winning trophy ways, I should say. Let's talk a little bit about Pedri. Mark was very accurate and spot on in this question when talking about the injuries that he has faced. He's had reoccurring injuries that have, of course, kept him out of action for far too long. But the way that he has come back with hunger and showcasing his talent offensively, in particular in that game against Almeria, Adrian, that you and we had the pleasure of seeing, that certainly gives us hope for next season, doesn't it?
Yes, so he just scored last Sunday his first ever brace for Barça. Like you said, a very difficult season for the youngster. We call him the magician, and we missed his magic this season quite a lot on the pitch, especially with Xavi gone due to another injury way more serious. I think it was a frustrating season in the end for Pedri because he couldn't be on the pitch at times. He couldn't help the team, and what I like to see is that he's looking way fitter now. He looks more. He looks ready for Euros or whatever might come, and it's a positive note to end the season on, I would say, with Pedri. And yeah, let's hope that his magic will be at Estadi Luis Companys or Camp Nou, the new Camp Nou when we come back next season, because hopefully we'll come back next season, right?
Of course. I mean, Spence, we quite often see players that suffer repeat injuries kind of come back and take their time to sort of ease their way back in. Some say even some certain players play with a little bit of fear. How do you judge? How do you put into perspective what you saw in Pedri since coming back from his injury, this last phase of the season?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate way to look through his final few games. Although I have to say, this game, The game against Rayo, he scores the brace. He looked pretty darn good, considering that he is still not on a full regiment at this point. And it's going to be interesting to see what he ends up doing in the summer, because we can speculate on it all we want. I don't know if he's necessarily going to start for this team in Spain, or for Spain in Germany. Maybe he comes off the bench. It just depends about his workload, because I'd like to see him arrive not just healthy but fresh once we get to August and the season starts anew, because they're going to need him in the midfield. But I think it's also important to understand that we don't have to put all of our eggs into Pedri's basket for when the season starts, because there are, fortunately, a surplus of quality midfielders that Barca have to be able to use and rotate throughout the season, so that he doesn't have to play 90 minutes every game, and he can get a little bit more rest as the season moves along, so that hopefully by this time of the year we're not watching him come back from injury, we're watching him finish strong.
Load management. I mean, it was famous, of course, in that breakout season, his debut season under ex-Barca manager Ronald Koeman, where he was the player with the most minutes played, then goes off, plays all of the Olympics as well, and
it was
the rest is
80
history.
games or something like
ridiculous,
that.
yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We all know the picture that he had taken in the Spanish national team when he was, at the end of this season, he was looking like a zombie, basically, because it was too much for such a young body. And now this takes its toll. So what I would love to see is Pedri doing nothing for 2 or 3 months, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't we love that?
Yeah, I think that's no training, nothing. Just do nothing for 2 months at least.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. It would be nice. I love the question as well from our colleague Mark Brau, asking about, I mean, his idols. I'm talking about Pedri's idols, of course, growing up, was Andrés Iniesta and Xavi Hernández. He sort of mimicked his game, perhaps more so to an Andrés Iniesta in terms of his style of play, but certainly with the respect, and he holds Xavi at such a high regard. Playing for one of his idols and seeing Xavi leave now, what do you think that does for a player like Pedri?
I think it probably provides him with a little bit of a dose of reality that he might not have had to this point, because when you're young, you might have an understanding of football that goes well beyond the scope of the average human being, but you still are thinking, yeah, things are going to be like this, more or less forever. I'm going to play at Barca my whole career. I'm going to have the same consistent people around me, and as we all know, that's not quite how it works. And so he's going to operate now, and he's done this when Koeman was there, and then Xavi, and now whoever comes next, he's going to be able to develop a new relationship. I'm sure he's working on his English also, and who knows, maybe in a couple of years he'll be able to talk to Mark with an extra question at the end. It seemed like he was a little nervous there
in the beginning.
when Mark started talking English,
he was
like, I'm not ready for that yet. And
I
get that. But no, his progression, it'll force him to go outside of his comfort zone a little bit more.
I mean, we're seeing here images on our screens, Adrian, of also Fermin Lopez hugging Xavi Hernández. He also, of course, had high praise for the now ex-Barca manager. But for players like that, I mean, same question to you. Getting to play for one of their boyhood idols, I mean, that in and of itself is a dream come true. Do you think the fact that he is departing, it will make them, stronger moving forward? Will it up their motivation, I guess? I mean,
I hope so, that it will be... Well, Xavi had Pedri for 2.5 years. So he had a lot of time to instill the values, the Barca values, to show him, teach him the ropes, as they say, of a professional football player, and to be more specific, what it means to be a Barca midfielder. Like you said, I agree with that Pedri is more Iniesta-like. To me, Gundogan is the closest we have to Xavi since Xavi right now. So maybe someday he will be coached by Andrés Iniesta. You never know. I think Andrés said something that he will want to become a manager one day.
Sorry, Adrian, just we're getting a look now of the highlights of the match. Do finish your thought, but just to give some context, the game got underway for Barça. Barça that tried to put Sevilla on the back foot and managed to do so at the 15-minute mark. Lewandowski pulling a Johan Cruyff and scoring the opener.
I mean, look at that. Look at that outstretched leg.
36 years old. Young, sorry.
36 years young.
I meant to say young.
Athletic as always.
That's the look of a man who does yoga.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful goal, wasn't it?
Really
and
nice.
the deserved opener for Barça.
Wouldn't mind seeing Diego try and reenact it.
I could do it. I could do it. Then, though, 15 minutes later, came the equalizer, and Nesiri making his voice heard, getting it past Marc-André ter Stegen.
Yeah, big moment for him. If
Through
it is
the
his
legs.
last game at Sevilla,
Yes. Would you speak on that?
Then congratulations to him and his career.
You're
closing
sad.
it
I
on
can
a
tell
high
you're
note.
sad to see him leave.
I really like him. He's a good player.
Barça had more chances, though. The woodwork preventing the magician Pedri there from getting Barça back on the 2-1. But let's now connect with Marc Brau once again because he's standing next to Xavi Hernandez.
We are with FC Barcelona coach. We are with Xavi Hernandez, as always, after all Barça official games. Estem amb el Xavi. Xavi, què tal? Bona nit.
Què tal? Bona nit.
Bé, primer et vull preguntar pel partit, perquè tots els jugadors que han passat per aquí, pels micròfons de Barça One, han dit que tenen ganes de tancar la temporada, de regalar-te aquesta victòria i de tancar amb bon sabor de boca, no? 85 punts, acabeu segons i amb aquesta sèrie de resultats finals amb el que s'acaba bé, no?
Sí, hem acabat amb bones sensacions, crec que amb bon joc també, l'equip ha dominat el partit, és mereixedor de la victòria de totes i bé, volíem això, volíem acabar amb aquesta sensació bona, victòria. I bé, molt content per la reacció dels jugadors, realment han estat amb nosaltres sempre, ens han demostrat l'estima, l'afició també amb mi en tot moment, per tant em sento estimat, evidentment no és la meva decisió, no volia continuar i crec que haguérem fet una bona feina, però són decisions que ja no depenen de mi. Una pena, sensació de contrast avui, crec que per un cantó, sensació d'haver fet la bona feina, però de no poder acabar-la, i per tant és una sensació estranya.
Tindrem temps de digerir-ho, no, Xavi? Però quin llegat creus que deixes al club, amb els futbolistes, amb la plantilla, però sobretot al club?
Bé, jo crec que la cultura del treball, d'esforç, de sacrifici, de sentiment culer, crec que l'hem contagiat els jugadors, hem lluitat sempre fins al final, l'equip ha demostrat ànima, s'ha jugat millor, pitjor, però l'equip hi ha anat, ha volgut, i per tant el llegat que deixem també de jugadors joves, 2 títols, doncs crec que no està gens malament, per tant l'únic que ens hagués faltat acabar el contracte i acabar aquesta temporada vinent.
Et sap greu també com ha anat la temporada i amb la sensació, sé que a molts no t'agrada parlar de sort, que amb un palet més de fortuna o amb alguns partits clau potser podríeu haver guanyat algun títol aquesta temporada?
Però jo crec que han sigut errors nostres, no? Jo tinc la sensació que ho hem tingut a les mans i que se'ns ha escapat, sempre, no? Partits amb el Madrid, els 2, partits amb el Girona, els 2, que així se'ns ha escapat la Lliga. A Sant Mamés vam tenir molt clares al final del partit per estar a semifinals a Copa i sobretot la Champions, no? Que per errors nostres, doncs, al final no vam aconseguir gaudir d'unes semifinals que vam il·lusionar moltíssim a la gent, però no vam culminar de la millor manera possible.
Last question in English, Xavi, if you can explain the feelings that you had during all the day and this game and the good way that the team has finished all the season with 85 points in the second place and with a victory for you.
Yeah, so good feelings, of course, with the game today because we play so well. We won, so yes, just in this end is really good for everybody. But my feeling is really bad because we wanted to continue next season, but of course it's not my decision. I'm happy, I'm satisfied with all the work that we have done in 2 years and a half. But I feel sad because I wanted to continue one more year. But of course, all the best for Barça always. I will be culé all of my life.
Xavi, en nom de Barça One, de tots els treballadors de Barça Studios i també de tots els que aquests 2 anys i mig hem compartit amb tu, gràcies per haver-nos atès sempre, a les bones, a les dolentes, a les dures, a les madures. Gràcies per tot i pel teu sentiment culer i per la teva amabilitat.
Moltes gràcies, Marc. Ha sigut un plaer i visca el Barça.
Per sempre, gràcies, Xavi.
Gràcies.
The words of Xavi Hernandez, quite emotional to explain this in Catalan. I said to him, thank you for everything, all games he attends us. After the games, before the games, always in the victories, in the losses, in the defeats, always attending microphones of Barça. One, Xavi Hernández, who said that, of course, you listened to him in English. In Catalan, he explained what was his vision of the season, explaining that our mistakes was the thing that happened this season because we didn't win any championship. Our mistakes. He talked about the games against Real Madrid. He talked about the games against Girona. Of course, he talked about the Champions League games. He said that was in our hands and we lose it. It's the vision of Xavi Hernández, who always said that he wants to continue, but there are decisions that he cannot control. And the legacy, the question that during the Barça Live, Diego said, I will ask to him what legacy he wants to leave here. And he said that maybe the culture of the work and, of course, the amount of players that had a lot of minutes this season, Cubarsí, Lamine Yamal, Héctor Ford, that can be great stars from tomorrow. So those are the words of Xavi Hernández, Diego Lorin. It's been an incredible pleasure to be in Barça Live this season, to return, to be back at Barça 1, to explaining all the games in the last 2 months. Of course, we wanted to explain championship of Barça, but it was a big pleasure to be with you again. And see you next season, guys, and all Barça Live fans.
Thank you, Marc.
Bravo, Marc.
Great words there from Marc Brau. We echo that sentiment, of course, wholeheartedly here from Barça Studios as well. Emotional moment for all culés watching, without a shadow of a doubt, seeing a Barça legend express his emotions, his feelings to the Barça 1 microphone, and unfortunately, in a sad way, bidding farewell as well. But, well, thank you again, Marc. Let's finish watching the highlights. We were watching the highlights, so let's finish watching the highlights then. We left off at
the Fermin goal.
The equalizer, the Indy City 1-0, and Barça kept pressing on in the second half. The second goal was going to come. Second half, though, was a little bit, well, not as maybe as electric as the first half.
Yeah, it had its moments, and we're still at the very. Look at this. This was a flurry at the end of the first half, and then there were a few moments here. That one, big save from Nilan,
being the protagonist. Nilan,
here's the goal,
preventing Barça from going up until this moment here. Fermin Lopez becoming the second highest goal scorer behind Robert Lewandowski.
Give me the hug. I want the hug. Oh, we're not gonna get it. All right.
Fenceman wants to see the hug. Get to see the goal, though, from all angles. The right-footed shot from outside of the box. Nilan absolutely chanceless. Unable to get a touch to it. The Sevilla goalkeeper was certainly well, the standout of the game so far, as was Ter Stegen Airlines. Both the goalkeepers on both ends doing their positions justice. And could have been more for Barça, who kept looking for the third. Here.
Nice ball over the top by Héctor Ford. That was the chance for
Koundé. Koundé.
But all in all, an emotional day, I think.
There it ended. The hug between the two managers, Quique Sánchez Flores and Xavi Hernández, as the game ended with a Barça win. That is it from us here from Studios. Once again, thank you for joining us for this second half of the season. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope to welcome you back, of course, next season as well. That'll do it from us. We are going to leave you in the hands of Xavi Hernández as the coach. Will give his last words in his final press conference as a Barça coach. So go over to the press conference and we will see you again next season. Thank you, folks. Goodbye.
Good evening, Xavi. How have you felt on such a special day? How have you experienced this match? Have you been able to focus on the match? And what memory will you take away from this last chapter? I've tried to control my emotions. It's difficult when you know it's your last match and you're not going to continue as the coach. But I tried to deal with it in the same way as the first match. Go out against Sevilla, attack. We've dominated the match, got the 3 points that we wanted. We had good feelings, and I'm happy. On one hand, I think that we've done a good job. We've been doing a good job. We were hoping to continue next season. We think we did good work, but in the end, they're decisions that you can't control. Looking back over these 2.5 years, it's been difficult, but we've enjoyed ourselves. We've won, we've lost. We've had this roller coaster of emotions, but I'm proud. It's been an honor to train Barca, the club of my life, and so I'm happy. I'm happy, but on the other hand, I thought not being able to finish my contract of another 1.5 years has been a bit of a shame.
Hola, Xavi, Marta Ramon, en directe al Barça Juga RAC1. Quan ha marcat Fermin, ha vingut
When
a abraçar-se.
Fermin scored, he came and gave you a hug,
Reconeixement a l'oportunitat que li has donat.
recognizing the opportunity that you've given him.
Però creus que el llegat, el millor del llegat esportiu que deixes de cara al futur és aquesta generació de...
Do you think leaving this generation of new players behind is your good legacy? Yeah, it's a fantastic group. They're a really good generation. Fermin, Lamine, Cubarsí, Héctor Fort, and more players, Marc Guiu. And many more. I think they've done really well. We've believed in them. They've worked really hard. And for me is the love that we've had for the dressing room in a personal and public reaction. That's the key thing I'll take away. We've helped each other. That was our main objective. The main objective was footballers. The second objective was to enjoy ourselves, which we've done, obviously. We're playing for Barca. We won 2 titles. It's a shame that this season we weren't able to string together the good moments, the key moments, to bring anything more, but we've done good work, but they're decisions that we can't control, and we have to accept them. From this point on, we just need to be happy with our work. Barca's in a difficult position. We're up against an adverse situation, but we need to be proud of our work. I've been proud and dreamed together with the fans. We've enjoyed ourselves, and I'll remember that. He says, how disappointing is it for you not being able to say goodbye to the Barca fans in Barcelona, in Montjuic, with some kind of tribute, rather than doing it here in the Sevilla press conference room? And what message do you have for the fans that could be worried about this situation for the club? I said at the end of the day, we have to understand. It's all been explained. It's not a privileged position for us financially, especially because of fair play. So we need to understand that. I need to be grateful to the fans. I've felt the warmth and the love of the fans. I've felt this real warmth from the fans from day one until this last minute. So I need to be proud of that because I'm a Barca fan. I have been all my life. And so I need to be proud of the work we've done and value that going forward.
Yo lo que te tenía que preguntar te lo pregunté ayer en la sala de prensa, ya me respondiste, perfecto. Yo lo único que quería era agradecerte el trato que has tenido.
I didn't want to ask you anything. What I wanted to ask you yesterday, I asked you. So I just wanted to show you my gratitude. And I think it's not fair that these things weren't recognized. The work you've done as well. Thank you very much. It's something to do with respect and education, how my parents have raised me to be grateful in this way, to show gratitude in this way, to be respectful to everyone. A bit of respect, education, manners, empathy. And so I come out here and always try and show you the best manners possible. So thank you.
Aquí Elena Condis para la cadena COPE.
You
say that you're sad to be leaving. We know you made an effort to come. We have to understand that they've dismissed you from this position, but do you understand the reasons for getting rid of you? He says, well, I don't care. So we're looking back now. The decision is there, it's been made. I honestly don't mind. So the important thing is that Barca goes well going forward. I'm a Barca fan and I'll be here for whatever they need.
Buenas noches, Mister Alfredo Martínez, en directo para Radio Estadio Noche de Onda Cero. ¿Tienes la sensación, tú hablabas de un futuro complicado, ¿tienes la sensación de que tu legado es dejar
You're talking about a complicated future. Do you get the feeling that you've left Barca better than you found them?
Incluso la sensación de que sales reforzado de esta manera en la que te marchas del
that you've reinforced the team in this way that you're leaving? No, I wouldn't say I've strengthened it by leaving, but I think we've got the feeling that we've done really good work. We've not been able to get the titles this season because of just 3, 4, 5 key matches. But we've done really good work throughout the entire season with all the team. The only thing I've not done badly is not win the season. I think we've done really good work. All the coaching staff, all the players. We've coached really well, worked really hard, and I go with that feeling that we're leaving better players for the future. This new generation is really good, and that gives me a lot of confidence in the future. A lot of luck for the future. So what advice would you give to the incoming coach? He says, I'm not really the sort of person to give advice, that they're patient because it's a really difficult position. He says, do you think you've won the opportunity for a second era here? I don't know. He says, I hope so. I said it yesterday. I'm open to... It'd be another honour to come back to the club of my dreams and my life, but I don't know if they'll give it me. We're professionals, and we need to wait and see what happens.
Hola Xavi, Javier Serrato para el Día del Deporte. Hoy es tu despedida y la de Quique Sánchez Flores. ¿Qué le has
It's
dicho
your
Quique que te ha dicho Quique?
farewell, and Quique Sánchez Flores farewell as well. What he said, he said, well, I congratulated him for the work. And for what he said the other day, it's very much in my favour. I didn't really understand why he said it, but I wanted to show him how grateful I was to him. And he's always been great to me, and I'm very grateful for everything that happened.
Si no m'equivoco, abans has dit que t'has sentit que qualsevol cosa que deies que t'han apuntat tant de fora com de dins. Se sol dir que ser de la casa beneficia en aquest club. Creus que pel que vingui, per tal com està el club, ser de fora pot ser una cosa bona pel futur entrenador?
Could what you've done here be something good for the future coach? He says, I don't know. The only thing that's going to save the new coach is winning, whether at home, away. In my case, I've got this feeling that the dynamic has improved and created some hopes and expectations for my return to Barca, maybe worked against me.
I wanted to ask you a question about the future, but not Barcelona's future, more about your future. You've talked a lot about how Barcelona is the dream job for you, coaching Barcelona. But is coaching anywhere else a dream job for you? Do you still see yourself coaching in the future, or is this now a chapter that's closed?
No, nothing is closed. I'm a professional. Let's see what happens in the future. Of course, I'm open. But I think 100% that I need to rest a little bit. It's so difficult to coach Barcelona. I need rest. I need to be with family.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
Gracias.
Good night and goodbye.